It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkeys. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing great. Let's share the room and we will get into this in a second. Good to see all your faces. We are here on the restream, so we'll share that link up top and in the comments here in a second. But yeah, good to see you all. Hope you're all doing good on this Friday.
Yeah,
Good
let's
to see
go.
you.
Friday is here, guys. Make sure if you guys want to talk in the comments of the chat, just go ahead and speak, and I'll pull it up on the screen. But yeah, today we're going to welcome to everyone. Obviously, Nick this week couldn't make it. He's got some prior arrangements. So we are just going to be running it with us. And I mean, we've got an amazing crew over here. We've got Invison and Big Man that have showed up, our two special guests, and hopefully staples on the show going forward. So we're always looking to expand the show and make it bigger. So I think that this is definitely the start of something great. And yeah, just wanted to welcome you guys to your first Friday show with us. It's always a good time. Hope everyone in the audience is smoking up, having a good one. And yeah, what's up, Crypto Stoner? How are you doing today, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Actually, I just sent Tricky Buddha a little present. I think he's really gonna like the traits on what I sent him too. So, gave a
Ooh,
little rocker out to him. He didn't have one yet. I
let's
wanted him to
go.
have one, and when he was telling, it was really cool because I was asking Tricky like what kind of like what bands, and he's like the names don't really matter. So I started looking at the traits, and there was one for the monkeys, and it was like a touching grass and the monkeys band, and like they're more of that kind of just like peace vibration vibes. So that's what I sent to Tricky because that'll be
Nice.
the best one for him to hold. But other than that, just watching these charts, watching the market. Market's been absolutely crazy.
Ooh,
I
bro.
know some
Yeah,
people think we're back, but I already posted a warning about liquidity
I
piling
saw
up on the
that,
bottom.
bro. I saw that. We're definitely going to get into that in the show today. I can't wait. It's part
It's a
of
trap.
the thing I want us to discuss is definitely. I think we all chomping at the bit to discuss a bit of the TA. What's happening, Tricky? How's your week been, brother?
It's been good. A lot of, I mean, not a whole lot of updates really, but some cool stuff coming. I'm doing a little auction as well right now for some special K glass. I got a little Sherlock that's being auctioned off. It's $35 and it comes with some other merch from our Zaucella festival.
Let's see it, bro. Let's see it. Have you got it?
You know what? I've
Or
got it around
share
here
or
someplace,
or, or share a screen and we
right?
can get
Well,
it
I
up.
was gonna share the post and I was like, well, I can show you the actual piece.
Right, that's even better, bro.
Yo, I'm digging that color spectrum.
And there's actually a
Yeah, that boy
couple of
looking
these that
nice.
I've got. So you know what? That's actually not even the one. It's this one. They're kind of confusing because they're very similar. This one is pretty
And
cool
that's
though.
nice, bro. Anyway, I
Yeah,
hope everyone's having a good 420. I haven't even had my 420 smoke yet, so I'm about to. So,
catch up.
I gotta heat up this nail. You know, you guys are all smoking flower. I gotta sit here for a little while and torch
You'll
Man,
this.
eventually just figure it out.
unfortunately,
You get your good
these
flower, put it on the
cigarettes that I was
bottom,
smoking. Oh, go
Wait,
ahead.
and
and
visit.
then
What did you say? Oh,
Oh
sorry.
no, go
Wait, go
ahead.
ahead.
I'll just say throw a dab on top of your flower.
I
bro,
do. I
that
don't have
is
any
some
flower right
heavy
now.
stuff.
That's my favorite way to smoke. We talked about that yesterday. I have a 3-tier bong. It's got a UFO on the bottom, 2 trees, and I put flour on that. I usually like to do a heavy like terpenoline sativa and on the flour, and then I'll get like a nice indica with like a pinene or a myrcene heavy, and as a wax, I'll put a little bit of wax on top of that flour. I torch the top of the wax till it melts, and then I light that bowl. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a good vibe.
It's almost
nice.
like making a moon rock. Like it just like absorbs into the bud.
It's like a fresh moon rock.
Yeah.
It's amazing. What were you saying,
Yeah,
Vincent? You said something too.
yeah. Unfortunately, I was a heavy smoker on Newports, and so probably about I'd say 8 9 months ago, I got rushed to the hospital. I was coughing up blood. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and the doctor was like, "Hey, look, you got lungs of a 84-year-old woman. You're gonna
What?
need to, you got to either pick the cigarettes or pick, your health." And I was like, at that moment, it was just like I was on breathing treatments. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what happened, but it was something with the menthol, something with
Mhm.
with that. So yeah, I've been actually been doing like edibles, and then I found these pouches, the THC pouches. So just
Those are
been
dope.
yep, just been doing it like that until I can kind of get my lungs built up better. Because
Invis,
I
and I got a
can't wait.
question for you.
Yeah.
Do you do any kind of breathing exercises ever since you had the lung stuff, or do any kind of cardio stuff to try and like even if it's walks? Have you tried that at all to like build some lung strengthening or conditioning to see if it helps expedite the healing?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I was in a motorcycle accident about 3.5 years ago. So I had got it was a lumpectomy, a bilateral lumpectomy on my L5 and S1. So it's been like a really long road to recovery. But yeah, they just recently got me into forgot what it was, some type of breathing with like some, I forgot what it was called, holistic healing or something like that. But my insurance covers it, so I'm just like, hey, if my insurance covers it, just get me whatever I can.
So mullein too. Mulleins a really good lung detox as well. It's a
Oh wow,
natural herb. You
I'm gonna
can
look
drink
that
you can
up.
drink it as a tea, and technically you can smoke it too. But like obviously smoking's not the best way. But it is one of the very few plants that even when you smoke it, it can help like your It's not the bronchial tubes exactly, but it helps your lungs too.
Like
It'll
an
dilate.
expectorant.
Yeah,
Oh
It's an
nice.
expector and it helps to get stuff out. It
Yeah,
yeah.
keeps you alive, so like your areolas alive, like kind of moving, so they can get the shit
nice.
out. And it's that's one of the ingredients in my tea for that form. One of those. That's one of the reasons. There's actually multiple reasons for mullein, but
Mhm.
Oh,
mullein's
And
a heavy
cloves.
heavy ingredient in my nighttime tea.
nice.
It helps to if you have infections too in your lungs or anything like that. It helps to break that stuff up. The mullein essentially it's like a cleanser for the lungs or the detox for the lungs. So yeah, I do the same
Wow.
thing. Like Tricky, I have a blend, but it has mullein heavy, and we use. Oh shit! Sorry,
A
y'all.
little bit.
That
Yeah.
was my phone. Shit. My bad. So yeah, the mullein teas are very, very good, and I have chamomile in there to help me sleep, and
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, camomile's in the nighttime one, mullein, and then the other thing is the skull cap, which sounds like a mushroom, but it's an herb, and it just knocks you out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh
then
yeah,
recently when you brought that up, Crypto Sonar, I was looking at the lion's mane and looking at it. I was, oh my gosh, I never really knew all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like turkey tail mushrooms are actually in conjunction with CBD are actually shown to be an anti-tumor agent. So basically, it's been shown in studies to shrink tumors by having like high doses of both of those together. So we're learning a lot about mushrooms and their healing properties in the body, but each one has its own just list of like fixes, helps, and things like that. So it's cool.
That's awesome.
I can throw you guys co-host and invites for the stage, so we can also build.
I can't find my phone. This is you know what, Bram? So I can just jump on the Mutant Shiba account.
I don't know why you don't do that anyway. That counts huge.
No,
Yeah, look at that little.
I'm
You get
about
those little fire emojis.
Yeah,
Fire,
I'm about to
yeah.
do that now,
Little
bro.
boost.
Yeah, give us a boost. Yeah, but
Yo,
guys,
how do
I think
Go ahead.
we've got a lot to talk about. But one thing I want to say is is there anyone on any time restrictions today? Anyone got any hard stops? Because
I've got like 3:30 for me, but that'll be tentative.
So what is that? How many hours from now?
2.
Okay, perfect. So we'll cap it at 2 hours today. If anyone needs to leave early, you're welcome to leave early. You know,
Too
obviously.
bad. No, I'm just kidding.
I do have a quick question for y'all.
Yeah.
How is it that how do I see the X chat that's going on? I saw Pads' comment come up and stuff, but
So on the bottom right, it says chat. You just click on that, and then
the private
what
chat
we
down
can
there.
actually do is we'll put an overlay there,
Oh, perfect.
and then people can just comment. Let me take that
Yes.
Green Pill Collective thing off.
I like that.
But yeah, guys, before we start, we were just talking about some crazy smoking stuff. I wanted to show you this. Look at this. You want to see some crazy shit? Watch this.
This is a nuke. I'm gonna light it and spark it and smoke it without anything, just as a mug.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wait, what?
I've done this. I've done this.
He said I've done this.
I don't have any nugs right now. I got shake right now. I'll show you. It's fire, dude.
What, bro? Like,
Wow.
You've done this?
Yeah,
That's
no.
it.
This
just
is like a
try it.
420 ritual, bro.
You can't pull that anymore.
It's
Buy
fire.
ash as well. This is
I mean,
Wait a minute.
Pure buzz you're ever gonna get, dude. There's no paper. There's no nothing. It's like the right amount of air oxygen ratio. You can light it and put it on a glass or something or a plate and like.
Yeah, that's.
It's almost like hot knifing.
But it has to be
with the wax.
Almost, yeah.
But like I grew nugs that bound together their crystals and were just solid balls. They wouldn't. So it's only going to work with like a certain percentage range with like in a not very windy environment.
Yeah, no,
right?
You can't use PGRs either. Like any weed that's grown with salts and stuff, it's going to be too dense for this. It has to be a fluffy weed. You're right.
Yeah,
like a light, airy one.
Yeah,
like a natural outdoor. Not like your indoor super infused or super like with CO2 usage, because that just makes them so crystally. They just get all stuck together. I had crystals on top of crystals that look like these weird like salt structures and stuff like that. It looked weird. People kept asking me if I put something on it. I'm like, no, I don't know if it rubs against each other or what, but it just ends up with these like towers of crystals on crystals. It looks sick.
yeah, bro. So
That's crazy though. I want to do that.
that was a good pull though, Rick. I love that.
yeah, I've seen it.
My man got a huge hit.
I mean, I've seen guys do crazier things. Like the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. Have you guys seen the world record dab?
Oh yeah, like the ounce and a half or something. He's fucking just.
Yeah, I mean, Steve will do it. Try to do one, but this is, I think, the most intense one. I'll turn off the thing just so we can.
Yes.
But this dude, let's go to the beginning and just show you what the monster this guy hits.
You see that, Stoner? It's not even a cold start.
Yo,
look at this, dude.
Look at this shit though in here. Watch it turn like brown. It was brown in there, and I'm like, yo, that is like he's hitting a hot. That his lungs had to hurt so bad.
There's so
Look
much
at this
liquid
shit.
too, dude.
If I did this much wax, it might be too much.
Way too much.
Yeah, I know,
Dude, this is wild.
Oh, dang. Looks like the sugar daddy candy.
Exhale before he starts.
He's just like, I'm about to die. There
Yo,
we
it
go.
does look like a sugar daddy in Vision. That's
Oh my god.
And the thing is, bro, they just keep adding to it. That's the crazy thing. They just keep topping it, and look, they just top a whole bunch more in there at the end.
God. And they're like hitting the.
But you can see his face change, bro. You can actually see his face change as he's smoking it. Like his eyes and everything just starts to change. Like, look at him. Look at him. Man's falling apart in front of our eyes. It's hilarious.
This is why you don't dab this hard. Look at his eyes. They're like opposite now.
he's like, fuck you.
God damn.
This guy's gonna be
Someone's like,
from
he's not
Boston,
gonna
dude.
make it. He's like,
I think I just saw smoke come out of his eye when he breathed out last time.
Yeah, bro. I think that
Yo,
he's done. He's done.
He might not smoke again.
Never again.
he might not need to.
He's
Some
done.
say he never came down.
Probably still high as a motherfucker.
What
bro.
was the end? What did he end up dabbing there?
32 grams, bro. 31
Wow.
gram dab, bro. And all in one go.
Yo, I've done a gram in one go and looked like that guy right now in that picture.
That face.
make a big man wanna hurl, dude.
You're just wasting it. You're just puffing. You're just smoking to smoke at that point.
I think you can only get so high, bro, to be quite honest. I think you can
No, it's
only-
proven. Your CB1 turns off after it's activated for a certain amount of time. Like,
Big
for-
long
yeah, it's
strands.
just capped.
Yeah,
Like your CB1 can only release so much. I think your CB2 is different in the CBD
you
side.
can only
Like
you can only absorb so much with your lungs too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I took one big 1 gram dab and then like ghosted it, right now, ghost the 31 gram dab. If you're not ghosting it, it doesn't count.
That's, I mean, yeah, because holding it a little
Right?
not long, but like, yeah, like if you're just like literally like,
Yeah.
like you're not really
Oh.
getting the THC. What is that?
One
Is that
thousand-
wax on the coals?
Yeah, 1,000
Crumble?
grams, 1.1.
I've seen this. They
kg.
do it to the whole house, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
just fog out
Right, they had
everybody.
to run out. They had to run out the house. They couldn't handle it. Look at it.
Yeah, dude.
We're just getting ready for 420, y'all.
I
Today
was
on the,
just thinking
on the
that,
street.
dude.
Oh,
Look at this.
Yes.
oh, this is such a bad idea. We have to do this.
I love that. idea.
Gold, bro. This
We
is
gotta pack.
beautiful collective gold.
Dude, you
So
gotta do
here's
2
my thing.
packs
Here's
of
my
it.
thing, real quick. On a real note, those coals that they put that wax on, is that adding like bad shit that you shouldn't be actually inhaling to that?
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah,
would have
so
to think of a better heating.
Those are
limit,
hookah
right?
coals. And
Yeah,
when
I
you
know.
do-
That's why
when
I
you
was
do
like,
a
that's
hookah, you're supposed to actually pack like some ice in the chamber itself, put the foil on it or the wrap on it, then put the shisha,
Yeah.
and then put the coals on it. So it's got
We're
like
gonna
an extra
use-
cool.
We're gonna use the oven and the stove, man. We're not using
Yeah,
any
dude.
other. We're not using the gas or anything. Like we're
Hot-
gonna use
hot
an
knife
electric
party,
stove.
dude.
You only want the ones with the flat top, right? And you turn them all on high, and then you just start
Yeah.
putting wax
Yeah,
out.
dude.
Yo, I got an idea. What if we had a wok and we had an electric stove?
Oh,
And then you heat the wax in a wok. The wok's gonna be totaled after, but it's a one-time party, right? So you just heat the wax up in that. That would probably be a safer way
Total.
to do
No,
it.
I will
super
use
dab.
that wok to make chips and all kinds
It's
of
a
stuff.
seasoned
afterwards.
wok.
It's a
It's seasoned
wok.
now. It ain't
Yeah.
ruined.
People pay extra for that.
Oh
We
wow!
could-
look
we
at
could
that.
Sell that
season-
house.
We
Look
could
at that
season
house, though.
skillets and sell the skillets live.
These people are crazy, dude. That's
it's just funny, bro. I
Yeah,
love
it
to
is.
see shit like this just to see how far people want to push it. It's like look at
I went
that,
to a 420 concert out here in Vegas a few years ago, and it was to go see Common Kings on 420 at a place called The Joint. And it was we go in there, and first of all, obviously everyone's smoking, and the whole venue looked like this house, and all of it's like the dudes come up on stage and they have leaf blowers, and they had like
Seen that,
I know
bro.
you've seen these, and they had a couple of them, and they were just mounds of flour on top, and they were torching these and blowing it into the audience, and then they come out with this huge stick, and like it's like 5 feet tall, and it's a massive hand, and the whole hand on top is like a hand roll, and all the fingers were big fat J's, and they like lit this thing on stage. They were passing it into the crowd, and people were hitting it, dude. It was like one of the crazy. Yeah, they had like multiple of these, and they were bigger than that one too. They had like gigantic bowls on the top. Oh man, I would do this in a heartbeat, boys.
I don't know, bro.
I would just smell
I
so
get
bad.
claustrophobic, bro. So I don't know, man. But I think that it would definitely be an experience. Not gonna lie, bro.
hell yeah, dude.
Was that too Tony over there?
Bro, like what is going on here, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
You ever see the aquarium? He gets like a 40 or a 50-gallon aquarium, long enough, like 6 feet long. He lays down in it and they cap the top, dude. And like, these guys are crazy. I used to do this when I was a teenager. And I'm like, I'm a grown ass man now. I'll be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
always-
see, I would
in
take
one
this
of
to the
these
face.
situations. I'm just thinking, like, man, this is how you smell like weed for a week.
yeah, bro.
Dude.
Be like, blood, bro. You'll be sweating this stuff out. Yeah, bro. Shall we do some TA, bro?
Oh man, let me get some charts.
Yeah, bro. They're
No.
looking. Look, how crazy is it that last week we were sitting at 120 and we've like done a full round trip now. We went all the way down to 96 and we all the way back up to where we were last Friday. Like, how wild is that?
Yeah. So
It shows
like
you
the last 2
baby.
days, I've been screaming at everyone to buy the dip. Anyone buy the dip and looking really pretty right now?
Do you want to take
guys-
over screen share, Stoner? Because I know you've probably got a lot of TA for us today.
I have most of the TA. here's the problem. Not problem. It's not like there's a massive amount of TA right now to be honest, because like you said, we round tripped. Whoops, that's me.
Yeah, we're flat for the week.
Yeah, we're like, I don't know why my screen resolution is
Not really,
normal.
but basically.
It
looks
so
okay.
Trying to get the whole thing on there real quick.
Yeah.
There we go. Boop, boop, boop. All right, there we go. That's what I want. Numbers. So on the TA side, chart wise, it's boring. It's the same. We're in the same trap cycle that we're in, which is a lot of people are buying thinking we're back right now. They're going into the weekend.
We need to share this with the space too. Can someone share that the stream? So if anyone who's over there wondering what we're looking at can.
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm having issues connecting my X right now.
Yeah.
I can't connect it through Restream.
Yeah. You should be able to log in through your Restream. Usually before you enter
mean at the top where it says edit channels? You should click on that at the top where it says edit channels, and then there you can add on you just toggle whichever one you want to stream on. And then just save it.
Happy Friday, everyone, over there on X.
Hopefully it didn't.
Yeah, happy Friday, X. Oh, do we need to pin it? Is that what we need?
Yeah, we need to pin it and put it down in the
you.
comments so that way people can just see what we're where we're at if they want to come watch us smoke and do some TA.
So
man, the bubble charts are always interesting, but it's crazy to be like flat for the week, right? Because like halfway through the week, we're all just like, "Oh, this is insane," and then it just pops right back. I am kind of thinking a little bit of false flag, a little bit of a bull trap, but
yeah, I agree. It's right now, I put this in there. Right now, we're just in a point where it's sideways, and it's chop. We're in chop zone. We're not. Right now, I don't even think we're in downtrend, and here's why. The tariffs are on hold for 90 days for most of the tariffs. We still have the ones in China intact, but then China slapped us with 130 some or 140 some percent tariff this morning, which just goes back into the trade war that's currently going on, which we've talked about week in and week out. That's manipulation in the markets so that they can get the prices that they want to get to buy. Which is why we're in a round trip. We may have another 1 or 2 round trips, and it might be more volatile as we have these back and forth. I still think that 70s, we did hit my 77,000, so we've hit the top side of my low side resistance. I think we could see, while also we have the I lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie. But with the 90 days of the tariffs and everything that's going on with that, it's just going to be sideways. And I said 3 to 4 weeks out on these resistance levels to come in. So 77 being here, we know we're going to touch that again. We're going to at least test the range that we saw last weekend. It's likely we'll see it through this weekend, right? We've seen the weekends be the very volatile drop side of crypto. So we'll see how I need to look at the stocks for a second.
A weekly cycle is crazy, right? I mean, that's just that's bad.
And it's going to do that until the tariffs are over. We talked about that. The catalyst for bull run back on is a end to the tariffs and a rate cut from the Fed would just absolutely send us. And here's something that's super bullish about this week. We actually ended up having a inflation data come in that was lower than anticipated. So that was super, super bullish because we've talked about tariffs and what they do typically to the markets. They typically cause inflation numbers to rise, right? And because the inflation data is coming in lower while we're in the tariff war, that's super bullish for stocks and crypto, along with your gold assets and things like that as well. So we're seeing the US dollar get a little bit more weak now, while we're also seeing the inflation and recessionary data get less and less scary. We also saw, I forgot who it is, but somebody that basically, one of the institutions that checks for They go through their recession data. They're saying that basically there was a 63% chance of a recession a month ago. Now numbers are looking about 40%. So, we're seeing a reversal in a lot of people's analyst data for recession. It looks like everything's starting to have that reversal slowly, but that means that we're also going to test these bottoms and have maybe another round trip or two before we fix.
I feel like a lot of those metrics are really just simple moving averages and stuff. So the fact that this last week we just saw a tear going up, it's got like biased information. You know what I mean? Because fundamentally we've gone nowhere, right? The last week, right?
Yeah, nowhere. No, all that happened is people got wrecked on liquidity. Like, that's all that happened. That's why there's a round trip, is because the people that did not pay attention to what was coming last week here, and I have the chart up, the people that didn't pay attention just ended up getting liquidated, and then they bought back in again, and so this is the cycle that we need to try and stop. I mean, I feel like that's what we try to do. Tricky Buddha, Rick and I, and Big Man's always an advocate for this stuff of just that, when we're in these moments, it's just volatile. If you stay out of the short time trading, we wouldn't see these kind of collapses, roundabout trips over the weekend. We would just see stagnation. Or slow growth because people were accumulating, but we're still seeing people gamble and they still getting liquidated. So be careful with any of your option trading, I'd say too, over the weekend.
That's a funny point to it. We would just see stagnation. Just kind of maybe think about it. Like think about all the small coins, right? Where like they're growing in the background. they're not super big yet, and they don't have a ton of chart activity, and you're like, but nobody's extracting liquidity out of that chart. They're all just buying in and holding. There's a couple people maybe cashing in on giveaways. You know what I mean? Like that's way bullish when you think about it. But I wanted to rewind a little bit to the tariffs. So this is my prediction. This is a 90-day call. Okay. So in the next 90 days, you're gonna see nothing fucking happen with the tariffs. And then there's going to be a bunch of posturing and crazy market manipulation right at the very end. And we're going to see a drop and a back. We're going to see just like what we just saw. So we're going to see this again in 90 days.
Yes. Or lower, but lower, a little bit lower. Because I think we'll chop downward.
You only hit the top of your low resistance marks. So we'll still test the middle and maybe even the bottom of that range, right? And then that's when we're going to send. But we basically just delayed everything. We just put everything on hold for 90 days, which is
I'm not gonna lie, I got frustrated a little bit this week, just in the time sense, because I was like, as soon as there was any time I see anything government or economic related get some kind of pause, it's literally just it's to get us out. It's to get retail out. It's to get anyone that's not institutional government can hold for long periods, because basically this is what shakes up markets, because it gets people to be impatient enough to be like, I'm not doing this, and then they'll get those numbers they want. And I think we've talked about many times, but they're going to do this sideways until they get the price they want to get in at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing is they're literally creating volatility so they can capitalize, they're the ones also with the market, right? So they're literally making money by liquidating these guys who are betting in certain directions, and then also placing bets on what they're about to do. That's why if you're thinking long term, you can see the noise for what it is and capitalize on it, or just ignore it completely.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And that's the smart money. Ignore it completely. We laugh at it. We'll smoke another bowl. I went to go get my coffee out of the kitchen, and I boiled the water, but never poured it over the damn beans. So I just ended up taking it instead.
Perfect. What were you gonna ask, Big Man?
So that big green candle at the end, you see that one? Well, at the very bottom, where does that start? What's the price range roughly for that?
Oops, sorry, I was muted. 77.52.
752.
777. 716.
Sorry, I was just kind of curious. Those are the candles that I like to watch right there, because when you see that, them dips too. That's where there's like you said, that liquidity exchange, right? That's where a lot of it's going to be sitting. So that's that new buy-in zone right there. Was that 77-ish mark, right? That's where either a large purchase or a bunch of people at that moment in time. There was a bunch of open calls or something. Everybody got in right there.
Mhm.
So I'm looking for
I wonder. I wish I could
pattern
track.
repetition with that movement right there. Essentially, is what I was looking for.
I wonder if you could track exactly which exchanges this is happening on. And I wonder if it's kind of like an exchange in power versus not an exchange in power. And the exchange in power, they can kind of throw the chart like this, buy in heavy and make money off of that other market maker, that other exchange, right? Because they kind of know what's happening. Because if you look at these I'm thinking this big ass green candle, and then if you look, it drops a little bit to about where would be like a safety point where you would sell if you had taken a long. I think, and then there's a massive drop. I think that massive drop is this guy with the massive green candle going up, basically saying, "Hey, I'm trying to like cut my losses at this point." And then we have just the normal like market activity kind of creeping back up again. But that was a speculative play of someone who's got some inside information. That candle goes up way too fast. Or is this an hour chart? What chart is this? This is
No, this is the hour. Yeah.
okay, this is the hour.
If we
I
do
was
30
thinking it
minutes,
was like
though.
15. And I was like, there's no way that goes straight up like that.
Well, I
Can we
mean,
break
here,
that-
this is the
can we-
15 on.
Yeah, can we
This is
break
the
that up
15
even
on the
more
line.
to see like if that is that like massive buys?
I think that was just on the news of the
Yeah.
90-day suspension, you know. So
Yes,
yeah, that was literally like everyone just
that was on the 9th.
But
Yeah.
it's so funny how like when these announcements happen, it like goes up so quickly and then it seems to like plateau. Like if you look at the top of that, it hasn't really, now it's breaking it right now at this moment, but it hasn't really, like it went all the way back down. And I think that a lot of the coins have done that. It's like, so as that announcement dropped, went up to 119 and then it ran all the way back down to 112 and then boom, back up to 122 now. So these swings are of like 10%, bro. If you swing trading right now, the volatility, you're making money, I'm sure. As long as
Yeah.
you like timing it right, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's too complicated.
If you're buying the rumor and selling the news and you're good at option trading right now, you're making a lot of money, especially
Yeah.
on your side pot. You shouldn't, you know,
One
and
of these
you guys
days-
know. But
One of these days, a whale's gonna watch our show and make some serious bank, and then we'll be sponsored by that guy from here on out.
Hey.
So what I wanted to ask here is, do we think that is this the start of the bull run? Crypto Stone is saying no. Does anyone else think that this could be the start of up only, or do we
We just
think
got
that
a 90-day delay. We just
Yeah.
got a 90-day delay and a repeat of what's just happened this last week.
And they can call an end to the 90-day. There could be a deal that happens before, remember, too. So the only real war in the tariffs right now is with China. So, and they're talking deals. So remember this, there's a 90-day pause. China and America are still in their trade war with tariffs. That doesn't mean that they can't end it during the 90 days, and that China and America don't come to a deal, and it is sooner. So I still think we're in fake out zone, but I agree with Buddha that it could be 90 days, but I also agree that this is all manipulation. So if they get whatever they're looking for in between those 90 days, they could end it and start the run sooner.
And part of me says China has a lot of leverage and they should just kind of own America for once, because we've been winning for so fucking long. We can't win forever. Like they're eventually going to win. And this is one they could win. But on the contrary, like they have a huge population, and every month they go with less revenue is more people starving, more people not, going without shit. And that's not beneficial for them. So politically or socially, right? Let alone economically.
I want to throw it over to Envision because he does a lot of TA on Bitcoin. Envision, how do you see things playing out here?
I really want to see it bust that trend. There's a trend line on the daily. It's from the January 20th on that 109. It's that wick. If you draw that, there's a downtrend that I would really love to see it break. It hits it about 4 times, but I would really like to see it break that to confirm like an actual bull run. I I strongly think it might, because just how low it went to that 73, but still, again, just waiting for that trend line to break on that daily.
It's crazy how much volume we got over. You look at that stack of volume there. What was that? Was that the ETF? No, that was April.
So
Okay.
this all started around February, March 24.
Yeah.
The big boost here was it was November. So this was when we went into our November high.
Yep.
And this where was let me see, because this is the other part to May. When did we hit all-time high? The halving was around. Yeah, I think it was in this area, right?
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah. It was April of 24. I believe.
That's what was crazy. We actually hit the all-time highs before the halving.
And, I mean, technically, we are in a bull run overall, but we're seeing a lot of manipulation and weird, like very large events as far as like government influence and regulation taking place. That's just throwing us through a loop right now. But technically, we are in a bull run. We've already passed all-time highs of the previous one, but we're going to see this thing delay. There's going to be a buying opportunity. But overall, I'm bullish. I wouldn't be trying to sell
super
stuff
bullish
right now. I wouldn't be trying to buy a whole bunch of stuff right now either, though. I would be kind of stacking my cash. Or if you're someone who makes like weekly investments, I'd say like over the next 90 days, you're going to see some pullback and some buying opportunities. So just get your cash ready. And other than that, I mean, I'm not really even making a whole lot of moves because I'm bullish overall, and all this noise and attention ultimately is going to be really hard to nail down. It's going to be really hard to call it like right before it happens or as it's happening. So I'm steadily stacking my conviction plays and waiting for this next 6 months, this next 4 months, really. I feel like in the next 3 or 4 months, there's going to be some massive all-time highs.
So when you zoom out, it's insane, eh?
Well, and this is what I was going to show is like, so this is back to 2017 on the month, but this was the last run. All right. And these were the tops, right?
Double top there.
So this is only the first, in my opinion, because this was a big run up even here before we had mooned there for this double top out here. This was a big jump back when this happened. So, what I think that we've seen is just this is all the first phase of the 3-phase bull run cycle.
Even. If you look at the low between that double top right there, I kind of feel like we're right there.
Yeah, no, but it's even heavier manipulated than in the past, and that's because we're seeing so much more big money entering the game. So this pullback to me is like a slingshot, and long term, the lower that I see this wick eventually going on the month, the bigger that rebound and that slingshot's going to be, because the lower that this number does go, the more FOMO that's going to hit when all the institutions and governments end up pushing that money through. And
we're not going to have big. Yeah, and we're not going to have that same double top. Like those are very close together in those highs right there. I feel like we're going to have a pop back up, but like you said, it's going to be a slingshot. It's going to be a lot more drastic than that last run.
Do you guys think these are the last time we see these lows? And do you think we ever see? So when we rebound and we recover, tariffs are over. Do you guys think that we ever see 70K again area?
After all the FUD's gone, I don't think so.
Once the next phase is initiated, once we know we can confirm that next cycle,
I think like
I say it touches 73 one last time.
No, for sure. It's definitely going to do that now.
No, I say this cycle, but I don't think in 4 years, in the next like 3 years, when we see the pullback is going to be like, hey, it's at 90, bro. It made under 100.
Yeah, 100K.
That's going to be the sentiment. I don't think 70s is going to be like feasible because I think we're going to see not like a double up on the number of participants, but we're going to see like a triple of the number of wallets. And we're going to see like most of those are going to be huge institutions too. So
when Crypto Stoner pulled up that chart too, I really think too that 69K mark is still feasible right now. Like during this 90-day period while everything's happening, I think like 69, even 68 is possible. Looking at it on that larger scale, seeing where that dip went, but I also agree it's gonna fucking boom after that, dude.
I've seen arguments for it going all the way down to like the 50s and then slingshotting to like 180, and I'm like, man, this chart looks drastic. This looks like too emotional for me to handle, man. I don't.
Yeah, I've seen a couple analysts point out a 58,000 breakdown trend that could happen easily, and so we could. I tell you what, 58,000. So I told y'all I was selling the car at 70.
I'm selling the house at 50, bro.
Yeah. I'm taking loans out on everything, maxing everything. And this is not financial advice. No one in the audience do this. This is my take. It is risky as hell. But I tell you what, if I personally see a sub 60,000 range, I am just all in anything. I will max loans, personal loans.
You're gonna see big man selling feet picks for that money to get that, dude. I need some dry powder for that, dude.
But now, do we think that Bitcoin has the highest upside? So, is that where you would look at
liquidity or percentages?
I mean,
I'm saying
the highest upside as far as dollar amount, but when you look at percentage growth, there's some L2s and some smaller chains that I'm looking at. Yeah. Okay. So like I bought some more freaking Polkadot and Polygon yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Those always seem to rebound quite hard when. But
high of 260 for Polygon, 55 for Polkadot. We're talking between a 7 to a 10x just to get back to its all-time high.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm seeing some crazy stuff. I'm even seeing meme coin runners. Like Fartcoin has been going crazy. Fartcoin's up to like 700 million, I think.
Fartcoin's always ripping, bro.
Bro, look at that chart. Look, I mean, what is it now? 900. Oh my god, bro.
There's a concentrated liquidity pool for that on Radium as well, and like not financial advice, but if you open up like a really wide one and then you make a big blanket and you make a few nits and you do the concentrated liquidity, you can collect on a lot of fees during these run-ups and stuff. So
set your bins up. Yeah.
Impermanent loss too, though. Anybody who's listening and doesn't know what that is, that's you lose your liquidity, but then you pull out before it comes back within range again, or it never comes back within range, and then you lost whatever SOL you were using to back it or whatever currency you were using. But there is some money to be made in concentrated liquidity pools if you can figure out the numbers and know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just finding it interesting that we are seeing, this support behind some of these meme coins when we all kind of thought meme coins, are cooked and they're over. But I mean, look at that; it just keeps going. It's
when people come new into this this environment and they see that like Coinbase just listed some random meme coin and it sounds way more fun than Litecoin, so they buy it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's just what it is.
Not to mention everyone who gets paid, like, so in the US we get a lot of people who are on like SSI and stuff who are starting to look at this. They get paid monthly, and I know some people that's what they bought. Like they would buy the hottest meme coin, whatever the media was advertising at the time, that's what they were trying to buy, like buy the news type of people. And it sucks for the market, but at the same time we kind of need it, right? Because that's where the ups and downs come in, that's where the extra liquidity comes from. And
as long as they understand that that's not Web3, that's just gambling via Web3.
Yes, thanks for pointing that out. Yes.
Bonk is popping today.
I saw that, bro. That's what I'm saying. These meme coins are having some heavy runs at the moment, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, is there going to be another meme coin season before an NFT season? But I just don't see it. I think NFTs feel like they're coming back. I just think that this like tariff thing kind of put like a bit of a break on things, but it does feel like NFTs are definitely coming back.
I think NFTs are growing, in my opinion, like bigger than they were. I think they're coming
like they're not
back, but also
comparable.
stronger. Also, I still think we're going to see a meme season, though. I still think we see the traditional Bitcoin to alt to meme to NFT, and that'll be the season again. I think we still have 1 to 2 more of those, to be honest, because some of these memes with the legacy memes at this point, I think those are going to be around, and there's going to be a couple new ones that slip through. I don't think it's going to be a crazy one like last cycles where like every meme coin, it didn't matter what you bought, pretty much went up. It's not going to do that this time, but you're definitely still going to see a meme season before NFTs, I think.
So,
I think we're seeing more of these meme and NFT. Like they have a coin and they have an NFT, but they have an actual project. Like I think
yeah,
I've been pushing that, to be honest with you, man. I keep telling people, no matter where you make your, if you're on Solana at least, no matter where you make your coin from, if you're gonna have a coin and an NFT, you should make your NFTs purchasable with your coin, right? And then like you take that liquidity and you add it to your pool, and then you burn it.
And it's a 404, so you can kind of go back and
Almost.
forth.
Yeah, it almost is at that point, right? You could make a 404 with it, but literally, even if you just use Launchpad tokens and stuff, right? If you want it to be a dev, I air quote that because you're not really building. You could still do it in a way that, like, Launch My NFT lets you make any NFT project purchasable with any Solana token at all. I don't even have to own the token. So, like, if let's say I liked, I don't know. My bad. I don't want to throw a name out there. You all get what I'm saying, though.
throw any name, bro. Why not?
Yeah. Oh man, now I'm blanking, dude. I looked over in the corner and saw some stuff. I'm like,
It's fine. We'll talk about this and we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this that happened yesterday? So this CryptoPunk sold for 16 million a year ago. 4,500 Ethereum. It sold yesterday for 4,000 Ethereum. So you would think he took a 500 Ethereum loss, but when you look at the price of ETH, he bought this for 16 million and he sold it for 6 million. So he lost 10 million off this trade in 1 year. I mean,
or he just made more Ethereum, and if he's Ethereum maxi, it's a win.
I mean, maybe. I just think that this could also be a farm, so it could, not a farm, but like tax harvest in some sort of way.
Right.
So I don't want it, because it is tax season, so I don't want to pay too much attention.
I mean, and with crypto and extensions and everything, it's always tax season, honestly. Like it doesn't end.
So Tricky, you on Polygon. I see Polygon NFTs, there's a bit of volume going on here. Do you know it's with Courtyard, I believe. But I'm looking over the 30 days and I'm seeing, look, we are very down bad in terms of volume, not floor prices. Do you think that within this 90-day period that you speak of, I mean, if you look over the 7 days, we actually up, okay? But bear in mind that a lot of this USD sale, it was that CryptoPunk itself. So
right,
maybe not up as much as you think. But I mean, even look, Polygon is up on the 7 day as well. So that's interesting with Courtyard. Do you see us coming back?
Did a big one.
Do you see us coming back in any sort of way before that 90-day period? Or do you think that's only going to be Q4 when NFT season is going to kind of pop off again?
I mean, so I think like they're doing these NFTs and coins is kind of like the method to go forward if you're going to launch a project and a brand, right? But in my mind, in a lot of cases, the NFTs are more about a business, or they have a goal, they have a specific purpose, versus a lot of the meme coins that number go up is their purpose, So, but I don't see a lot of like real change in the NFT environment, honestly, because it's kind of like a delay, just like any investment into crypto right now. Like a lot of these companies are waiting to see some more like steady regulations, just like for it to be a clear landscape legally going forward, right? So they're once everything seems to be reassured with crypto, then we'll see a lot of these companies want to jump in, and they're going they're going to do NFTs. They're going to do NFTs with coins, in order to have because I think about how many companies already have a reward system for reward points. Why not make that a crypto? And then they also have meme products. Those all could be NFTs. So you can see this is their legacy of patronage to your store, right? And it's their receipts. And then we have an aggregator later that's going to work with, the taxes. And it's going to be looking at your blockchain history, and it's boom, boom, boom. Here's your taxes, right? I'll probably make that one anyway. But it'll be Quicken, or TurboTax for blockchain. But that's kind of where we're going. But everything's on a delay right now. There's uncertainty in the market. There's uncertainty in crypto right now. It just in the facts that once we get past this trade nonsense, then if we see some solid blockchain legislation come through as far as clear regulatory compliance and environment, but also dedication from government to spend that money to start being backed by the dollar backed by Bitcoin, or because the amount of money or amount of Bitcoin we're going to buy is still kind of up for grabs. We don't really know. There's a couple different proposals, and it kind of shows how much Bitcoin we'd need to get rid of our national debt and how much we'd need to make profit. And so that's when that all gets ironed out, which will be probably in excess of 90 days. Then I mean, and that's the thing is, if this administration is incompetent completely and doesn't make it clear, then and no one has faith that the rules will just be rolled back, then what I mean. It has to be very simplistic and easily agreeable. You know what I mean? If they do any weird shit with it, it's just gonna further delay mass adoption.
What are you thinking, Crypto Stoner? Because I know you like your NFTs. What are you thinking on the NFT side?
So, I mean, because NFTs now are starting to, on top of just having the collectability part that we've had, we're seeing a lot of use case. I think the NFT market, this NFT run, is going to be way larger than previous NFT runs. I think value is going to skyrocket on use case, and then the ones that are most popular in the art side or the collectability side just for fun are going to be the most valued. I think a lot of the NFTs and projects that are around now that don't have use case may see themselves start to fall off, unfortunately, because they don't. Now, if you're an NFT project and you see this or ever hear this and you don't have use case, there are ways to implement that and build onto what you have. So there is ways to save those projects that may not have the popularity to stack up. But I do see use case, the wrapping and staking features people are doing to be able to create liquidity for market to move around and have all of these earnings come in. I think the NFT market is going to expand widely. Now, with that said, I think that the NFT run is probably delayed a bit in the sense of I don't think we see NFT season until Q1 of 2026, because I think we're still going to be in the meme/alt season through Q4 of this year. I think Bitcoin will probably start losing its dominance Q3, and then we're going to transition into a Q4 growth cycle of altcoins, meme coins, that kind of stuff. And then we will see those NFTs come back to life and fully have their runs and mass adoption of NFTs in the crypto world. More crypto people are going to invest in NFTs this run, because that long-term growth value is starting to be present for NFTs, and that's what's going to set NFTs onto the next level. And I think that will take some of the meme coins, like Rick was saying. It's going to the meme world of coins of just number go up is going to stop, because it's just liquidity and people know that now, and we have a lot more use case. So I see NFTs slowly taking the place of meme coins in the future, while also implementing with meme coins to make keep meme coins alive and things like that. It'll always have an NFT partner or something, and most likely I think that's going to be the future proofing for projects.
Shit.
You're muted,
You
Rick.
know what?
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I got you. If someone is coming into the market today, and this is for everyone, I want to go around the panel here. So if you knew someone that was entering the Web3 ecosystem tomorrow, they don't know shit about Web3, and they come to you and they say, I've got a bit of cash, I've got 5 grand, where do I start? Let's go around and I want to hear from everyone where you would advise that person to, not financial advice, but for entertainment purposes, where would you advise that person to invest that money? Because it's a tough question when you think about it. It's like, are you going to tell them to go into Bitcoin now at this price? And, then we run down to
I have a
7.
bunch of follow-up questions, but I have answers for each though. But
Okay,
maybe we should go around and come to me last.
let's go around. Crypto Steiner first. Let's hear from you. What would you tell that person? You muted.
Shit, my mic's muted.
Yeah.
I'll wah, wah, wah. So I'll keep these a little short and simple for these, but also answer different parts of this. So first I ask, are you going to invest? Or are you investing or trading? If they say investing, we're setting up a portfolio and a longer thing. If we're talking about trading, I'm going to show them how to trade with that money and also put that money aside. So it would be a little different. And just in that regard, like if somebody wanted to trade, I would start having them put their money into Bitcoin and Ethereum, because right now in the cycle we're in, they're going to be trading. This is a good place to get your feet wet, because it's volatile, but it's not as volatile as everything else underneath Bitcoin and Ethereum on the chart side. So if they were learning charting, I would do that. But so someone that, if it's someone that just wants to invest, get into crypto right now, $5,000. So far, I mean, what I would do is I would just break that down. I break it into 3 portions, basically. When I've had a few family members and friends have me help build their portfolio. So with that $5,000 that you would put in, not financial advice, but I would move a portion, like a third into Bitcoin, a third into Ethereum, maybe Solana. That one I might go back and forth on. Maybe I'll do 50-50 of that part. But the last third I put into a meme coin. And here's why I do this. I do it on a meme coin that I feel that I've done research on. For me, it's Bonk right now for the volatility and like that growth it's had. But so what ends up happening for someone investing or trading, even honestly, someone that's trading, I would start them with a bag of each so that they know what they're going to get into. But with the investment side, what doing that does for someone that's just getting into this, you got to remember too, if they're just getting into this, it's going to be a cycle or two. They're going to learn, they're going to grow through this. So I like to try and help create stability from the gate. And, basically, if you do the breakup like that, Bitcoin is your reserve. I always teach that, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Sui, those are your altcoins, and then your meme coins, right? So by splitting that up into Ethereum, Bitcoin, and let's say Doge even, right? That person is going to see how the market moves. That person's going to see that Bitcoin has a smaller jump in movement, and that Ethereum has a little bit more volatility and movement. And then they're going to see that their Doge has a lot of volatility and movement. And so why I like to do that when setting up a portfolio for someone is they see 3 different aspects of crypto in their portfolio. That way they see the heavy volatility, fast moving money. They see the layer 1 Ethereum, use case blockchains, or Solana, same one, either one that they put their money in. I usually let them pick. I teach them how to read about it. And then I say, pick one, Solana or Ethereum. Which one do you like? And most people do say, well, Solana seems to be cheaper from what I saw, so let's do that. Cool. But in Bitcoin's the smallest moving, but it's also a gradual growth that you see consistently. So people that hold that for a little bit, especially investing $5,000, and you were to split that between your reserve Bitcoin, the altcoin of your choice, and a meme coin, over a year of holding that $5,000, you would see how that portfolio can grow with those 3 different levels and what percentages happened. It kind of helps people to see how that cycle is going to happen. And then they can say, okay, now I'm going to start researching more projects. I want to start looking into, where I want to move this money, or profit taking. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, as someone that's green, that's just getting in, I suggest you split it in whatever you're putting in into 3 different assets. One being the reserve, one being the use case alt, and one being your kind of fun meme coin. And then you would see a lot of just how the market moves.
Bro, I think you killed it with that. Honestly, that was. I'm gonna battle to follow that up. Who wants to go? Is there anyone that wants to go next? Big man, fire away, bro.
Yeah, I got you. So, all right. I got a homie. He's green. He doesn't know nothing about it. He's got $5,000 to spend. He comes to me and asks me, what do I do with this? I want to get into crypto. My first question is very similar to Crypto Stoner, but I ask a risk tolerance. I say, how do you feel about losing some of this money? What is your risk tolerance on this? And then after that, I dive into a couple different things. Then it'll be similar questions like Crypto Stoner said. Is it investment? Is it savings? What is it after that, right? My personal favorite, I don't know a whole lot about them. I know like the basics, but I really like liquidity pools. Like I like the ability of putting your money into a liquidity pool. And if the coin does really well or doesn't do so well, even as long as you're in either a standard or your range isn't good, you can collect fees regardless. So it doesn't matter if it's a bear or a bull market, you're collecting an APY on it. I kind of target APY type stuff for newbies. And then after that, I actually have this old school portfolio like that I set up. It's 56.6% Bitcoin, 37.11% ETH, and then it's 6.29% Litecoin. And then what you do is either weekly, daily, or monthly, you aggregate it and you flop these things around so that the allocations stay the same. Or what you do is daily, you check it out, you take your profits, put it in a USDC or a utility coin, and then you, on a good day, you roll it back in, and you kind of just use that same type of method. So that's kind of my 2 approaches. That would either be portfolio or staking and either farming with it or just staking it to hold it, whether it's Salami, ETH, whatever. And then again, you have to address the time periods that's going to take, right? So you're going to look at ROIs. You're going to look at some things that are going to help give people a little bit ease. So I look at it like a 50-50. It's kind of like a between traditional finance and like what Web3 has to offer. And that's pretty much how I view them. I'll spark up my doobie now.
Banger, bro. No, that was also, bro. That was a killer, bro. Like, if people are listening to this shit, bro, you're getting such big alpha right now. I hope that we can clip some of this afterwards and just put it out there for people to see, because this is great content. I think that it helps a lot of people, because even for me, that I've got my own strategy. But when I hear your guys' strategies, they're different to my strategy. So it's like, it opens my mind, and I'm start thinking like, bro, why haven't I played with liquidity pools at all? Like I have dabbled in it, but I haven't really like set it as a method of investing, So it's great just to hear the different perspectives, bro. I love it. Envision, I'd love to hear from you, brother. How would you break that down?
Yeah, I'm somewhat, biased. I love Bitcoin and I love everything about it. Somebody beginning, like my brother's a perfect example. He had it was a little over 5K, but he was like, yo, how do I get in this? I really want to, learn crypto. And I said, well, if you want to learn crypto, just look at whatever you want to invest, completely gone, already gone. Because if you have that mentality, then the attachment to it won't be so, especially when the price fluctuates and everything like that. And so I'm a big fan of Bitcoin. I'm not gonna lie. So I recommended him, buy Bitcoin and also get a miner too, like the little BitAxe miners. I know a lot of people are kind of like negative towards them, but it's just helping do your part in keeping the network truly decentralized. Rather than it being to these big corporate groups that are actually getting in. And I just try to keep it short and sweet. Like that. I know I'm a big, I love scalp scalping the market, trading, leverage trading. But I don't try to get them into the. I used to at first when they're first getting into the market. I used to be like, "Yo, let's trade. You got a leverage trade," but then it got it got really telling somebody, oh, it's gonna, get in right here, the bands are breaking, and then they enter a position and forget to put a stop loss, and then the account blows because it didn't deal with the fluctuation of the price, and they're mad at you. So I love Bitcoin, but I mean, like my alt too, like how Crypto Stoner was saying, I love Dogecoin as well. I found a few blocks on my L3 a few years back, so that really helped me financially. So I'm just, I got a meme coin, and then I keep my Bitcoin because I'm a strong believer in. I'd say in the next 10 years, it could possibly hit 1 million per coin. Strong believer of that. And
Right.
just like how Tricky Buddha was saying, we
Hoorah.
are in that bull market still. I got a trend line on the daily from the 2023, and we're right next to it. We're about to hit that uptrend. So if it taps it around, I have it
You can
around
share your
72.
screen if you want, bro.
Let me see.
So just at the bottom, that little share screen, and then I'll put you on as the.
Yo, you big man, you just did the coolest hit of that J. The smoke all came
Dude,
out. You pulled every part of that in. That was clean.
Oh, you just let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, bro, we can see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Oh, see, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have this right here. We actually called this on my stream the other day. It kind of like sneaked this top band, and that's what was interesting because I had this drawn, probably since around January. I had this drawn, and then I was like, oh, it's gonna probably hit it. Probably hit it. Well, let me just copy this. real
Jeez,
quick.
bro, that's pretty.
But yeah, it hit it, and it hit it right on the spot. It wicked it. That's why I was tripping out. Like, I mean, it didn't. I
Yeah.
guess it didn't really technically touch it, but it kind of followed that trend, and that's what I'm waiting for this to break. And I have this other one right here. This is the one that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so super bullish because every single time this trend line was touched, especially in 2023, all-time high, and then it touched it again in 24, all-time high. So I'm
What is
really
that number down there right now, if you don't mind? At the end, not there. So yeah, what would we come back down to?
it's around the 72 range, 73.
It's in that window that
Everyone
we've been
keeps
talking
falling
about.
for the
Yep.
same number, bro. Wow.
69 420. I'm calling it right now.
Because we're all looking at the same data.
But
That's why.
why is everyone calling for 72 and 73? It's so many
Yep.
people. Stoner said it.
And then I do have one more. This is if it does break this trend right here, I'm hoping it doesn't, but that's where you get the low numbers too, because I have this one drawn out, and every single time this bad boy was touched, this one's from 2020, and it has achieved all-time highs as well. And this one goes, it goes to like the 40-50 range.
Yeah.
But yeah, we won't talk about that one. We won't talk about that one. We talk about
That's
this
the one that I'm taking out loans on everything. I'm
Yeah.
taking out a loan on me. Like, just give me money.
Yeah.
I will give it
I've
to
actually
you.
gotten four offers for my house right now for just in case that scenario
Oh,
comes
dude,
out.
let's go.
Smart,
Yeah.
I
man.
love it.
Gotta
I
plan your entry strategy. Gotta plan your exit strategy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like,
Yep.
all right, so I get $250,000, so I'll have 50,000 to live. I'll put 200,000 in Bitcoin.
Yes, sir. I'd be doing
And
that
then
right now,
Lambo.
Tricky.
But yeah, that's all I have to share right now.
That's good.
Great, bro. Honestly, thank you, Envision. Your TA is awesome, bro. I love that. And guys, please follow Envision, and he does do a live stream with market analysis, breaking down Bitcoin and all that. So I turn noties on for him because I've tuned into a few of his, and like you can see, bro, he knows the stuff. It's hitting the levels, and it's good just to follow people that follow Bitcoin consistently because they can tell you a lot more than you yourself, who maybe checks the price once every 2-3 days. You know, these people are constantly doing TA, so they're seeing these levels where if you're not a constant trader of Bitcoin, you're not going to know, like, oh, it's hitting that resistance level or whatever. Whereas a person who constantly watches the levels will see, like, oh shit, it keeps coming to this level, it keeps coming to this level. I think that's kind of why we all saying 72, 73. is because we can all kind of see where that might play out. And I think that it's like reasonable for us to think that it could pull back that much before it takes off.
And you can have a statistical anomaly where it doesn't get that close, or it goes even further on the other side. Like you always have those chances. But,
yeah, I definitely.
but we can see the trend lines, and we know where we can see where it's going. Well, and all together, we're all overall bullish.
Well, let's hear your thing, Tricky. Where would you tell someone to invest their 5K?
Well, so first that I would want to know like where they also are like socially and what they're looking to get out of it. Are they looking at this as like a long-term play, a short-term play? Are they starting a brand and maybe looking to get into like the X environment, Web3 environment? And that kind of varies your input. But so for myself, like I can't say what someone else could do unless I see like, well, you gotta know your timeline, your risk tolerance. There's so many little questions. But like for myself, if I got $5,000 right now, I'd probably put it in like 1 to 3 NFT projects. I'd probably pick like a couple conviction plays, like meme
Which
coins.
ones? Which ones we want to
But,
hear,
like-
bro? This is what
Yeah,
this is
shill
what the
us.
questions.
What are
All
we
right.
playing today?
Well, I mean,
bro.
obviously, you got to get some THC, some weed, some montage, some coins.
Of course,
right?
of course. The obvious.
You get your convection plays. I would probably, I'd get myself like, like a Quack Life. I'd make a Mutant Shiba Club, right?
Cool, right?
Space
But-
Dog.
Basic
Like,
socks.
you got to get into some communities if you're going to be here, and I'm here, so that's what I'm into. But then I would go and I'd look at like I basically would pick like between 10 and 30 different plays. Now, if it's someone new to the space, I'd say pick 30 different plays. So you're going to look for the largest by market cap, and then find out which ones are like the furthest from their all-time high. And you're just going to put a little bit into like 30 of these guys. And if you did that right now, like you in top like 100 by market cap, and you look at the top 30 out of those that are like the furthest from their all-time highs, and you put in like a nice little bit, 30 is a statistical sample size, so you can make a nice chart afterwards. But that's
so Tricky.
That's
what
it.
I'm getting is you're saying diversification, my guy. That seems to be the
Just
I
I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket. That's why I've got 51 wallets.
Nice.
I like
lot to
that.
keep track of, but hey.
That's what's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's why I'm glad I just got introduced to the Solana community probably about 6-7 months ago, and it really started getting me into like the NFT aspects and everything else. So I'm just been really excited, and like the Solana community has just been really welcoming and everything. You guys are amazing.
Finding
It's been-
people that you vibe with is ultimately worth a lot more than most of the money you can make. Here.
Yes,
And
it's priceless.
money can be made in multiple ways. If you're worried about making money, you ain't gonna make it. Focus on your vibe. Focus on what's really important: your health, your vibe, what you're actually building, what you can contribute to this world, and everything else will just fall in line. Money is not going to be an issue. So, but diversify too.
Yeah.
Right. I like to plant thousands of seeds, and then if only a couple hundred sprout, I'm still looking pretty good.
It's true.
So on my side, if someone had to do the 5K thing with me, excuse me, I would go straight to AI coins, and I would say to them, these are the top performing AI coins that there are right now. I think personally, I think that FET, I think that Rend, actually any one of these, pick any single one of these, not Dex so much, but anything other than Dex, just because I don't know enough about it, but pick any of these and go into these with about 30% of your bankroll. And then the next ones I would say would be real world assets. And I would say pick 2 or 3 of these and then put 30% into that. And then for my third play, I would say the last 33%, I would tell them to split that up and put 50% of that into Solana. I know that I'm not even touching Bitcoin here, but it's for a reason. And then I would say with the meme coins, I would say split that one up, the rest of that that you have left into 5 different meme coins here. So you could just choose from the meme coins that are like in the top coin market cap. As long as it's within the top 100, I would say it's a safer bet. So maybe Pepe, Bonk, and maybe even Fartcoin. I hate to say it, but if you look at this chart, it's just like, how can you deny a chart that's 30% up on it?
God,
Just look at
that
this
thing's
thing.
crazy, bro. I remember
But
seeing
look
it
at
when they
it's
announced
hit,
this.
but it's hit 2.3 billion before, so that's a 2.5x from here. So potentially that's a quick run up that the person could see, with a small percentage of their bag, but that would give them confidence, like Crypto Stoner was saying, to, oh shit, bro, I've just made 4 grand. I'm a bit more confident now to make my own kind of decisions, but. I mean, yeah, I'm big into real world assets. I'm big into AI, and I think that especially AI is just going to get stupid. Like over the next year or two, you want to really be invested in companies that are pushing a near protocol. For me, you guys have heard me speak about it so many times, but the reason I love this one so much is because it's not only about AI, it's also about a decentralized internet. And I think that that's a big thing that people will want in the future when the internet's super regulated. And you basically, I mean, it is already. There's a lot of like platforms where you just can't say shit. You'll get banned or whatever. And NIA is all about decentralization. The other thing I like about it is if you look at its all-time high, it's hit 20 before. So that's a 10x from here. And I can honestly see it. I mean, look, when it pumps up to 8. So we're sitting at $2 right now. I can just see this definitely going up. It is on a bad downtrend at the bottom here right
That's
now.
when you want to buy, though, in general.
Yeah. If you see here, it has though gone all the way down to 80 cents. So I would be worried about another 50% drawback on that. But that's your downside is 50%. But your upside is, I mean, infinitely more. As long as AI just keeps performing the way that it is, and these guys kind of manage to ship a bit of stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, I look into Near Protocol, guys. I really look how many devs they've got. It's an open source community, but look how many apps they've got. Look how many devs they've got working. This is totally decentralized. So I like this
Yeah, I've been
project.
with them from the beginning because I saw them like when they put out there was like a learn and earn session. I remember on like Coinbase, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
Got a couple of those to start with, and was like, oh, this is cool. But as far as industries go, you're right, man. AI, everything's got a computer chip in it now. So semiconductors, all the metals that are going to be used for the process of and manufacturing of all the electric cars and computer chips like that. Everything has that now. Everything's going to have AI and a computer chip.
Wait a
So
minute.
those are good industries to invest in. And as far as answers go for what I was like, I said top, by market cap and all-time highs. So like Polkadot, Polygon, Tezos. There's even
What are
like
the all-time highs there? I know Polkadot's pretty
55 was the all-time high.
damn.
And
Cool.
it's what, like $6 or something, $5.
Damn, bro. So that's a clean. I also think ApeCoin has got a lot of upside potential.
Huge upside on that one.
I think
that
everyone's
community's big.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of drama, but it's like any chain. Over the last, I think, week or so, they had some sort of drama with the chain, but that's just NFT stuff. So if we look at this one, this is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, for it could go there like $23, and it's sitting at 42 cents right now.
Yeah.
Like if we even just go back over the 1 year, like you could easily get up to two. I mean, it was $2 a couple months ago. That's a clean 5x from here.
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of potential.
I mean, look at the market cap. This is the thing that blows my mind. Is like it's 319 million market cap. You go look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin's sitting at what? 975 million, and I'm like, make it make sense, bro. That's a project with a whole ecosystem of business worth 1 billion. Yuga Labs, they've got the other side, they've got a whole bunch of developments, and what has Fartcoin got? Not much, and That's the thing that I'm like, why, bro?
This is my SHIB chart. So this is SHIB's all-time high. I think this is because so a lot of people I feel like have forgotten that SHIB actually has an entire ecosystem, and they actually released a new token this past year that's on their ecosystem treat. But like you look back to last run, right? Because I got SHIB. I think like October 7th or 8th. Yeah, I got it like right as this was jumping up way back here. And then we saw this shoot all the way up here. And like that's crazy. That's 4 zeros, and we're all the way back down here at 4 zeros 1 2. We're at 4 zeros 888 was when it ended pretty much. So
I want to say I watched it pull back 30% and then was like, all right, I need to take some profits.
Right. Yeah, I got a couple $100 million for about like $20. As soon as I seen that bad boy pump, I was out.
Yo, I gotta give a quick shout out to EAC and Mama Bear. I see them over there in Tricky Buddha Space. Love y'all. Got some legends in there today.
Happy Friday, Mama Bear.
Yeah,
we got EAC coming up. All right.
I think most people are just watching the stream because we talk.
I think so.
It's hard to listen, bro, because you can't we talking about TA and we look at this, and if you're listening, you want to see what people are
watching stoners smoking dabs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
how beautiful is. And now if you're listening, you're probably like, what the fuck? But how beautiful is that? Just look at all of that green with the Green Pill Collective in the background. It's like,
dude, the hub with the Green Pill Collective looks so cool. It makes me feel like I'm really I'm some tech whiz and I'm doing some stuff on my laptop right now.
It's dope, bro. I love the new design. I think it's
what are those red coins right there? The DEXE.
Adam,
I know about Adam a little bit. I don't know that one though. I see red on a day of all green, and I kind of like to see, what's going on. They're different buys,
Here's some red. You want some?
Yeah, there you go.
XCN. You want to go here? Hold on, let me move this off of the. There we go.
What's the biggest loser? Those are my favorites to look at. The biggest losers.
Can we check out a coin that someone in our community, Pads? If you guys know Pads, he's been calling a coin for the last week and shouting at us to buy, and we kind of ignored him. So sorry, Pads. But the coin is X. Wait, hold on. I'll tell you now. 1 second, because he did post about it. XCN.
It's the big red one right there.
Yeah. Let's go into that one.
That's perfect. That's why I love the biggest losers, dude.
No. Let's look at that chart, bro. So
I'm saying,
I hope that he sold that top, bro. Because that's recent. Put it on the 1 week. I wonder where that dump came from because,
it came from Pads.
No, he bought early and sold top.
2 hours or 3 hours ago, we were talking about it, and it was up 60%. But maybe that's on the day.
Yo, look at this shit on the hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, bro. Look at this shit, bro. It's fucking going crazy.
And what's the sentiment behind the token?
Bro, Pads, tell us, bro. Please write in the chat. Tell us what your thesis is, bro.
Yeah, or you can come up on the stage and just talk.
Yeah.
Damn.
Actually, let me ask him.
We got EIC up here too.
Yeah,
Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're all doing
Legends.
good.
Check your Discord DM, Pads. I've sent you an invite to come speak. You don't need to turn your mic on.
Yeah,
just click that link and join us, and then you can speak, bro. You can just leave your you don't need to turn.
We got Pads up here on stage now. Let's go.
Is he?
Yep. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey guys. Yeah. I just thought to say hi. This is a hard hitting team here tonight. You've got all the OGs. Shout out everyone. XCM is that's kind of like my pet project. Like I've been following it for a while. They've just launched the mainnet. I don't work for them in any way, by the way. I like the project and stuff. But
Cool.
they went from being like an L3 to a layer 1. I think they're still on Ethereum, but they're working towards migrating to their own thing, their own chain.
Nice.
They've got like a staking protocol and like liquid staking now that they've just launched, and they've got their own ledger system, so it's pretty cool. The token is like 2 cents, so I just think this is one to watch for the bull run. You know, obviously you'll always get people going, "Oh, this is gonna go to $1" and stuff." I'm not about that, but like it's a really cool project.
Yeah, thanks, Pads. Yeah, just wanted you to break it down for us because that was a great call, bro. You've been calling this for a little while, and today was your day, bro. That thing pumped, absolutely pumped, and I think that it's a good sign. You know, when the market does, when you do have these coins that just tend to go crazy when the market takes off, it just is a good sign for the long run. So yeah, bro, congrats. And
It's an XRP competitor.
what is
Yeah,
this?
definitely. And
Is
that's
it an
gonna
XRP?
be some-
It's an XRP competitor.
It is indeed, yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing I've been playfully kind of saying in the Discord and stuff. But yeah, you're totally spot on with that as well. I remember like 2021, the thing where like Matic started to stand out, like the thing that later became Polygon. And it would front run like every movement, so that would be up when everything was dumping. And that's kind of like a traditional way of showing strength, I think, which it has been doing like very well recently.
Yeah, nice one, bro. Very nice.
Yo, that was a good rip, Rick. I heard it. It was like very faint in the background, but it was a
Bro,
good.
I don't play games, bro. I hit them hard. I've already had 4 already during the show. And what have we only been going for an hour? More than 4, maybe 5. Maybe the audience will be able to tell you.
Well, it's EVM compatible too. It must be because it's an ERC20.
Mm-hmm.
They started on Ethereum.
There's so many companies that say like our coin will be for the financial infrastructure, boom, blah blah. Like it's like, but is it different than any other ERC on the chain? Like, can't we all?
It's going to depend on
Bitcoin, right?
It's going to depend on how they handle the transactions, like how they packet it all together and stuff.
Well, and then the team, like if the team is paid and networking with like high wealth and high power individuals, then like you can get it adopted by governments and institutions and stuff like that, and then that's where the money and the volume comes from. But yeah, if you have a team that's just like they're not taking it seriously, or there is no team getting those things, then you're just relying on a community to be like, yeah, this sounds like a good idea, I'll implement it. And some communities are strong and that works, you know, but
but when you have a whole nation or several nations that are backing it.
Yeah, when you're talking to government officials and politicians and stuff like that are owning these companies and stuff like that and making the call on which, what we're going to use to transfer funds and stuff like that. But yeah, that's interesting. I like seeing more competitors for XRP in general. I think we need to use a combination of all the tokens. We don't need to be using like just to pick one, and now everyone who got in on that is rich, and those fees are now going to go up and up, and then you give them enough power that they have like negotiating power going forward. No, fuck that. No, use all the coins.
Yeah. I think that that people are just going to have their preference on what they want to use. And I think that when it comes to like XRP, it's interesting because they're saying that that's going to be used by the financial institutions, and that's like the use case for XRP. And you really need a competitor in any industry. And like, could this be the competitor to XRP? Who knows? But it is good to just keep our eyes on these alts that tend to have some sort of strength. So yeah, thanks, Pads, for that alpha.
That's a good plan.
Definitely, bro.
Eventually, the government will realize, wait, we could just make our own layer 1.
Well, that'll be CBDC.
There's tinfoil hat. Go get the tinfoil hat, big man.
I'm sorry?
Go get the tinfoil hat, bro.
I didn't even do it yet.
No
You know-
way.
Real quick, on that subject though, is whatever layer ones and these projects that are coming happen, it's going to be based on, we've talked about it before, which retails or institutions, companies, businesses, like which ones go into which blockchains they choose is going to be a lot of what survives and what grows the most but it's random. We don't know who's going to pick what until we get to that point. But when we do, certain alts layer ones are just going to moon because Disney just put $500 billion into it or something, and you're like, wait, what the hell? They just invested and your Solana bag just went to the moon, or your Sui. I think that that's going to be a big thing that's coming. But like I said, we just don't, it's mass adoption and we don't know when.
Disney has partnerships, and Starbucks has partnerships with Polygon.
Yeah, I don't think layer one is going to be like what you say. I think Ethereum will just I think there's way too much pockets in Ethereum, like with big banks like Coinbase, Binance. They're all EVM, crypto.com, like EVM.
Yep. That's the standard for the tech. I mean, and ultimately we're going to have all of them because it's become another financial, like just asset. So it's kind of like within stock market, it's even incorporated into the stock market. So the stock market, you have like direct ownership of companies, and then it gets like more and more and more diluted all the way down to the point of like a meme coin where you don't have even an underlying company. It's just like risk and return and different amounts of volatility. But they're all options now. And like everyone's going to have, as long as you have the freedom to make your own company, you have your freedom to make your own coin.
I'm waiting for Big Man to get back because it's tinfoil hat time, ladies and gentlemen. Tinfoil hat's about to, I can hear Big Man rustling.
I'm sorry. It forgot me a little bit, dude. Yo, how'd you get yours up so quick, Rick?
Yo, you been sitting here with it for a while.
Yo, that's wild. Yes, dude. Tinfoil hat is on. Yo, this is my first time actually physically putting on a tinfoil hat. It feels kind of cool. I'm gonna probably do it more often. You know what I'm saying?
And say whatever you like, bro. When you have this shit on, you're allowed to say anything, bro. There's no.
It feels good because you're protected as well. Like radiation and stuff.
Dude, CBDCs would be the death of us all. When they start offering us like 150% extra for your US dollar for a CBDC, for your Bitcoin for a CBDC replacement that could be used like inside your current country. Oh my God, tinfoil hat, Big Man can't speak. Dude, forget about it. Don't even enter it. Buy more Bitcoin at that point. Buy more Ethereum. Buy more XRP. Buy legacies, whatever it is. Leave that shit for them. Let them shut them down, dude. This is a V1, V2 liquidity exchange. That's all that shit is, bro. It's just some fucking bullshit rug pull, and we've been through it a million times. We've seen it. If you're in the trenches, you know, dude. That's it.
I think the closest they'll actually get, I think, before change will be like they'll be say, hey, like send us your Bitcoin and we'll give you more Bitcoin for it, and that's about as far as we can let them go. Like but we'll insure your Bitcoin and we'll stake your Bitcoin, and then we'll have each individual bank try to offer us more Bitcoin for it. That's about as far as I think it's going to.
If you don't own the keys, it's not your castle. If you don't have the keys, it's not your castle. They'll rip it out. What if they decide, fuck it, we're going to just burn all of this Bitcoin. We're going to lock it away and burn it and pull everybody off of it and force them back to the fiat. You know what I mean?
What they do with your gold? What they do with your gold?
It's crazy.
Ain't worth shit. Like,
no offense, Tricky. Sorry, the tinfoil hat's just on there. That's all.
That they have like that wrapped Bitcoin thing.
Yeah, that's basically what they're. Yeah, it's basically what they're doing already. I mean, that's what a lot of like layer twos could like arguably be, but because they could fail, right? They could drop the ball, but at the same time, if it's more of a decentralized like governance system, then maybe there's a little bit more faith in it. As long as the task is completed, amount is paid, it kind of goes on for eternity with smart contracts, right?
Yeah. No, that is valid too. If the task is complete, right, and it continues to go forward, that's the biggest problem, right? And that's what, in theory, cryptocurrency should help us be able to do, digital currencies in general. That middleman, that unauthentic version of ourselves, you know.
Proof of work. Remember, it was proof of work, and then now it became proof of stake. Now we just got, oh, you're rich, you got a bunch of it.
Facts, bro. Big facts.
So, I mean, we've already been rugged.
Yeah, true, bro.
I agree to a degree. I guess it's tough. Like, if we're 1 degree off, though, and we continue to sweep it out from them, I know there's lots of institutions and countries that are trying to do this too. But if we hold on to it as a people, there's like, we use all the wealth, right? Because we're the driving gears. We're the ones that are spending it all. They're just holding on to it, essentially. They just keep it in a bank and use it to hold power over people, or to play political games and starve us out for the long haul, whatever it may be. Again, tinfoil hat over here, you know what I mean?
That's why we need smart contracts and not people making the decision.
Exactly.
If the rules are locked in.
Hear like Bloomberg saying Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin is down. Like, they don't even know anything about what the uses are for Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Like, but they're talking about it like it's a stock now.
Exactly.
I think like
they're going to be coming to us to figure out what the hell to do with it in about 2 to 3 years. So
with blockchain transactions and smart contracts, we can take the corruption out of governance. That's the real takeaway. Like, we can lock shit in with smart contracts. The politician doesn't get paid unless they complete the tasks. You don't complete the tasks, all right, you're out. And anyone can fulfill those obligations. You know.
Correct, Brian. Yeah, bro. I think that we're going to see a lot of tricky business, so to speak, coming from these governments in the coming months. And bro, just not your keys, not your keys, not your crypto, bro. Yeah. Buy yourself a fucking ledger, bro. It's the best thing that money can buy. People, honestly, I can't tell you how many people are in the space that don't have a ledger. And
trying to show one. Here you go.
Yeah, bro. I'm not
going to tell you if I have one or not, because I'm going to always keep you guessing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can know. You can know, bro, because there's no way you're getting on this thing, bro. You can know that I have this, because there's no way you get on this. Like, no one. Yeah, boy. There we go. There we go. It is a must-have, guys. If you don't have one of these, go and order yourself one. Honestly, yes, I think I paid like $40 with the promo, $40 for this. And honestly, it's the best thing. It just brings you peace of mind. You can sleep at night. There we go. Yep. Guys, I want you to see that we roll with this shit, bro. We roll with this shit. And you should too. You know, if we can save one person by someone going out today and, you know, saying, fuck it, I'm going to get a ledger and because if Coinbase shuts down, if Kraken shuts down, if all this shit shuts down, it's on your ledger. Nothing can happen to it. If MetaMask gets some sort of, it's all on your ledger.
That's valid. That's that's like if the whole internet shut it down, right? And we just created a big LAN party. We can all still connect together. If we all have it on a hard drive server, we can, no matter what they do, we can trade it peer-to-peer no matter what. I understand what you're saying there.
This is what exchange now off your ledger. So it's like, what's the point of not putting it on your ledger?
Yeah, like if everything falls apart, bro, you've got this. Like, you've got some money on here, and somehow you'll be able to trade with this shit. Like, Bitcoin will never go anywhere. Somehow you'll be able to trade with this. So whether
that's valid.
If you drop, is your ledger safe, or do you need to buy like a special case?
We've spoken about this, bro. This is, you know, Tricky is actually the one. He's got a waterproof bag and everything that you can carry this shit in. So,
but then if you want to protect the electrical components of it too, you can get a Faraday bag that actually repels any electromagnetic interference that could like tamper with it. So having those little cards that Tricky has that are waterproof, tear resistant, all of that, plus having that little Faraday bag. They're not expensive to get one that fits that USB. You put that in there, keep it sealed, and then if anything ever happens, you literally still have the whole world. Okay, everyone else that does not have that setup lost everything technology-wise, and you can still have like access to your funds. And
They just
that's something
permanently
I tell
stakes
people.
to secure the system.
So I saw this yesterday, and I thought I should maybe share it because it's quite interesting. This guy wrote this article about this.
Did he put a seed phrase on there? No,
Yeah, bro, it's a joke. It's a joke,
I know,
bro.
I know.
So the smartest people I know use a double decoy setup. So basically, you set up your ledger, you generate a new seed phrase, and then send some of your funds as 10K. Then you enable the seed phrase, 25th word, 25 word, not 25th. I don't know why it says that. But then now your ledger has two wallets. So you're going to create two wallets within your ledger. Pin A opens wallet A with 10K. Pin B opens wallet B. I love this picture.
It's got a good
Yeah,
wrapper on it.
and then it's ending up in a landfill somewhere because you move into a new house where someone died or something.
No,
or whatever. Like,
that
no
stays.
one's ever checking that.
That
No,
stays
you keep that
deposited
tucked.
at all times.
Right?
Yeah. The you keep that
Ensuring
in
only
your
the most
secret spot.
degenerates, only the most degenerate of us from the apocalypse will have Bitcoin.
Also, if you
Look what
ever
I
wanna-
found, man!
If you ever decide
I
to
just
get
took
a
it
cold,
home and it was cleaning it.
Is it
so I have a
chiseled in?
crazy story. I told my buddy, I sent him the website link. I'm like, hey, if you want to get a Ledger Nano, or just get it off the main website. And he's like, oh yeah, okay. Well, he sent me a screenshot, and he got it off of Amazon. And then I was like, dude, that's not, don't do that. Oh, it's legit. And I bull crap you not. Like 3 months later, the 2K he put in there was completely wiped.
Bruh.
And he actually accused me. Oh, you told me to get this wallet. I said, bro, I told you to get it off of the actual website, a verified source, not Amazon. So yeah, it's just a reminder.
Yeah,
Reminder.
Amazon, that's risky, bro.
Yeah.
Never buy from a third party. If you're
Yep.
getting any kind of cold wallet, you should never, just like if you're going to buy an NFT, you should never go anywhere else besides the project's page and the link that they have on their project. The same thing goes for buying your cold wallets. You guys need to make sure you go to the manufacturer, Trezor, Ledger, whoever you choose to go with. Buy it directly from their website. Even if it's like seems like there's a deal on another website, that is probably the bait to get you. Like that's why you should.
Have they
always
fixed
buy
it now with the new models too, though? Like the new models, you can generate a new seed phrase.
Oh,
Yes, and you can do that now. Mine has that option too, but at the same time, with the way that tech and hackers are,
Yeah, you can even have a chip in there that's.
But
Yeah,
I think that's what this guy's saying is if you have a
Mhm.
separate seed phrase, you wipe the one. So you wipe the one seed phrase.
But technically, like, I mean, okay,
And
so
then if they
this
check,
could be some
they
next level
check the
spy
ledger.
shit, but I could buy ledgers from China and with a microchip that gives me a backdoor, and then I'd sell them on Amazon as ledgers.
Yeah,
you can't get a third party ever.
Yeah, you go to the
that's
go to
no
the real
tinfoil hat
website.
talk. That's like tinfoil hat off, but it's too much work to take it off right now.
yeah, bro. Anyway, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark, so let's we'll start wrapping it up now, guys, because it's been such a banger. What I do definitely want to do is do some clips of the space, because even us with the tinfoil hats and all that shit, some of the TA, Envision's TA, actually all of our suggestions with the investments. If there's anyone in the audience that wants to become a clipper for the Green Pill Collective, let us know because we are looking for that. But yeah, it's been an amazing show. We're pushing on for 2 hours now, which is awesome. I just wanted to give everyone kind of like a few minutes just to close off. So, yeah, fire away, guys. We got our tinfoil hats on, so anything goes.
I'm getting one next week. I want
We had
one.
like 4 more people join the DeFi Space Donkeys this last week. It's pretty cool. A lot of the people from the V Friends community and just some other friends that have been subscribed for a minute.
I
So-
see Gary's been working, bro. I see a
Yeah,
lot of people been
grinding.
getting NFTs from him. Like he's looks like he's in the trenches, bro.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen the V Friends playing cards, y'all?
Yeah, I saw them, bro. They look
Those are
dope.
the trading
Yeah,
cards.
they look dope,
that
right?
looks fire, dude.
You
Yeah.
go.
Very bullish.
What?
That's some alpha right there. Like, imagine getting in on Pokemon before they made their playing cards.
Mm.
Yeah.
They just signed a 3-year deal with Topps Chrome, and they're
That's
launching
big,
on
boy.
May 7th. So go to your local trading card shop and place an order.
Well, they'll be there. I saw they sent me an email for.
They have an allotment for each of the major distributors. So if you go to if you can go to one and tell them make sure you claim your full allotment because there's a limit per store, then because some stores might not be ordered them. Like if they haven't ordered them at all, then like you could get the whole shipment.
I definitely want to get some. I went yesterday to see Minecraft with my little sister, and when we went to the McDonald's, they gave us like these cards and the like toys, and I was like trying to tell her like just don't open this shit. She was like, no, I want to open it. Or I was like, just save it. Just like it's a shitty toy. Like just save this. This is going to be worth a lot of money one day. She didn't want to listen to me, bro. She ripped the thing open, started playing with the toy, and I was just thinking, bro. These Minecraft toys from McDonald's, if you keep them shut in the box with that card, in 10, 15 years' time, the kids of today are going to want to buy that shit. You have to think of like for us, it was Pokemon. Like for them, it's Minecraft, it's Fortnite. So that's like the way
You're
I'm
gonna buy the homeless guy some McDonald's because I can't eat any of that shit.
I think you can just go there, and you can put it with your meal. So whatever you order, you pay like an extra $1, and they give you like the toy. But bro, I'm gonna go slyly without her knowing, and I'm just gonna stack like 6 or 7, put them in a box, vac pack, put it away, done, bro.
Yeah.
10 years time, you pull those things out. Believe me, bro, they're worth nothing. They'll be worth a couple $100 at least each. So yeah, bro, there's these opportunities. I like to hear this shit, bro, because it's like with cards and all of that. Even we were talking about Lego the other day, has an average of an 11% annual return, which is better than most stocks, wine, like a lot of collectible shit. Lego, bro,
That's awesome.
fucking Lego, like. So, we should also be looking into diversifying our portfolios, I think, outside of crypto as well. Maybe a small percent, doesn't have to be a huge percent. But yeah, let's keep going around the room. Tricky, what have you got coming up in terms of spaces or anything like that coming up?
I'll be with the V Friends. And there's right now there's a Let's Grow space. So we're growing.
What is that?
It's like 7 different countries all working together, a couple 100 million people. We're planting 1 billion trees on one day.
Damn.
Wow.
And we're doing a 7-day, 24-hour space, like getting awareness. The Ice Bowl challenge was part of that, raising awareness and stuff. So
shit, bro. So I've seen it, but I didn't know what it was about. I need to jump in on that, bro. Definitely.
yeah, I'll be there in like 3 hours. I'll be live for an hour.
I'll jump on, bro. I'll jump on.
Yeah.
I'll jump on for sure. And then Leo, let's go around the room. Big man next. I think you up next, bro. When is your
He just lit another doobie.
I put it out.
Bro,
Oh, okay.
if we're not smoking on 420, then what are we doing here? But big man, go on, tell us.
All right, real quick before I make any announcements or anything, has anybody noticed how Crypto Stoner and Envision are in the same room?
Oh,
You know what I mean? It looks like they're blended. Like,
well, earlier it looked like Envision was on Rick's lap, so I'm glad the screens are flipped. It looks a little bit better because it looked like that for a minute, but we were mid conversation. I didn't want to say nothing, but now I want to go back and kind of clip it.
That's so true. Like the wall all looks like one. That's fucking crazy, bro.
But yeah, no, man, dude, it's been a great live stream. I look forward to doing this again. And honestly, you inspired me, dude. I want to start popping up some big man live streams randomly, just random live streams. Dude.
I think that this is better than the Monday, than any space or Tuesday.
I
the
agree.
big man space. Like I just think having this, you're gonna like even with when it comes to amounts of viewers and just I just think that this is
It's
the
the
way
green
forward,
pill,
bro.
bro.
I
The
think
way
this is the
everything's
way
set up.
forward. You know,
Yeah.
the spaces are great and everything, and we must still do those. But I think that us doing more of these live streams is definitely something that we should be doing because people want to interact more. You know, it's just sitting there with your phone gets a bit boring. Then you tune in, you see us tinfoil hats on, you know, doing TA, doing crazy shit, smoking. Bro, this is what it's all about. So, you know, let's continue this shit. Let's if you know, it doesn't have to be all the time, but we can do like, oh, Crypto Stoners Wednesday this week is a live stream, you know, for a change. So
Yeah, or start it off as a space and segue into a live stream, right? So you kind of like start the space, you get everybody in there who's normally used to it, and then you pull them in. You're like, hey, we're gonna segue to a live stream now, and you know, Tricky doesn't always like he pops up a space anyway too, right? So
yeah.
I was wrong where it's coming out. So like you could even leave the space running for a minute while you popped up the live stream, and then like if interference happened, you know, you just close it down or whatever. And be like,
I
hey,
I think there's also opportunities with like abstract, but I have a feeling that live streaming is going to get monetized before spaces on X.
I
I'll
think
just
so
put that
too.
out
And
there because they can put visual ads in the corners and shit like that. So I just think that there's more opportunity of that happening. Whereas in a space, how are they? Because you have to think of it like they get paid off ad revenue and then that's how they pay everyone. So if there's no ad revenue coming through a certain platform like an X space, how are they going to pay people? Unless people are paying subscriptions to join the space. So I think that what they're going to do is they're going to have to bring in some sort of advertising to spaces and live streams. And I think that that might be the Jumbotron at the top, bro, that they hit you with an ad every now and then. It's so
yeah,
funny. Has
so
anyone watched Black Mirror?
yes, I've seen a few,
The
definitely
new,
for
the
sure.
new one.
No, not the new one.
Bro, the new one came out yesterday.
Okay.
So last night I was like, I have to just get one of these in before bed. So I watched the one last night, and it's about a woman that has a brain tumor. I can't give you any spoilers, but it's about a woman who has a brain tumor and basically has to get like an implant to keep her brain running. And one of the things is advertisements. So just great conversation, bro. Just hey, have you heard about you know? It's just crazy.
That was me when I was 5, dude. I'd fall asleep watching infomercials, and I wake up and start telling my dad about this chopping block tool and all this other shit. Like he'd be like, "Dude, we don't need that." Like,
Oh shit, yeah, bro. It's really really funny, bro. It's a good first
Right.
episode. So I'm looking forward to watching the rest of Black Mirror. But
Like a Neuralink that gives you like 10 times the mental capacity, but you got a 15-minute infomercial every 3 hours.
bro, watch the episode. There's even more to it, bro. It's so realistic that you like, bro. This could happen. Like this could definitely happen. So yeah, check that out. Crypto Stoner, what have you got coming up? Oh, so big man, we haven't finished yet. Your space is on Tuesday, yeah?
yes, sir.
And
Tuesday we
Thursday.
got. Yeah, and Thursday, but we got Tuesday, and then we got Crypto Stoners on Wednesday. That's what we'd be segueing into. You know what I'm saying? We had Tuesdays.
We actually had a banger on your Thursday. Your artist this week was absolutely insane.
Yeah, God Cloud. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was pretty sweet.
he sent a shout out as well. I don't know if you saw. I just managed to see it a little while ago. He was like, "Oh, thank you guys so much for support and everything." So it's bro. You definitely keep up with that, bro. You're doing
Yeah.
such a good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to Trey too on that, man. He's been working on the back end to get artists. You too, Rick. You brought tax season on for us as well, and that was fire. Like, but I love the Thumping Thursdays, and we coined it that now too. So we got some music popping on Thumping Thursday, dude. You know what I'm saying? And we keep it going.
I'll have to add you to like the Zao chat because
the Zaucella one or the
there's a Zao DAO like chat. It's got all the musicians in it.
yeah.
That I think that because I mean I could pass the word along, but I might as well just add you. To
So
the
I'm in
chat.
touch with Zal. I actually have Zal's
Okay.
personal number and stuff too. So
Okay.
Mothership galactic blunts
Yes,
puffing.
God.
Am I running and I'm gunning anybody on some other shit? Castle running record speed, baby. I'll be the captain, fly till we're free, baby. So cold that I ain't burning up an entry. Atmospheric pressure, gravity be the enemy. Till my fuel cells depleted, and I'm repeating, do you read me? Hoping Houston trace a beacon. I'm in orbit, bumping
music
speakers,
plays
rolling
clean on
fat
the
doinks
live
that look
stream.
like ET fingers, whipping moon rocks to serve these ET geekers. Shooting stars of gamma rays, trying to shoot the fade. Tell them Journey put this in the captain's log just in case on the high.
Fire, bro.
yes, dude.
Damn, it's such a banger, bro.
Yeah, it really is. I love it, bro.
Straight
You see hype
bars.
as soon as his music starts.
What are you saying, Vision?
All right, that was some straight bars.
Yeah, bro. Sure, man.
Dang.
Wasn't it? So, guys, go follow him. The Real God Cloud. Really good artist. And that's what I was trying to say is Big Man keeps bringing the fire. Every Thursday, you know, we've had Clay Jean as well, who I think Tricky's also in contact with now. And also, I've seen him in a few of the other spaces, bro. So,
He's a DeFi space donkey. I've done
let's
Clay John
go, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
We hired him to come down for Zouchella. He performed in Miami.
Bro,
He
come on, bro.
performed for like over an hour at my birthday last year.
Come on,
Dang.
bro. Come on. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
dude.
about. So
He's the man too. Clayjean's very down to earth, and then we had Autobody as well. And like, I gotta be honest, all these guys are coming through a lot of the same connections that Tricky has too, man. They're making their way through.
Space
And,
donkey too. Let's go.
yeah, dude. Everybody's making their way through, man, and we're all kind of highlighting each other in different ways. I really like doing the music. I have some local talent that I'm trying to get on as well, like, you know, and I actually just got in touch with this guy who he's got a doc. He claimed that he knew you, Tricky, but when he didn't do the DeFi space donkeys or nothing. So I was like, you don't know the same Tricky Buddha, I guess. And like, I don't know, but he's got there's a reservoir out in my town. He's got a big dock and shit. He does every Wednesday. He does like bands and stuff. Local art shows up, big festival type stuff every Wednesday. Like I'm like, yo, that's pretty wild. And I've been talking about trying to get a venue out here somewhere. I want to do like a GPC event over here at some point. And like, you know, we're going to do them all over the world too and all over the place. But organization, small town stuff's kind of easy, man. Over on this East Coast, I don't know.
Right? I mean, you start off small, and next thing you know, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You just you keep showing up, and people start to like just gravitate. It just gets to that point.
And then you go to
and
other places
people,
too.
And you got people trying to use your name for clout. They had never heard it. No, but you gotta. That's what the collective's all about, man. We got to get all the artists in there on those Thursdays. So, what time Thursday?
It's always 10 a.m. EST time. Tuesdays, Thursdays. But yeah.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure people know.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
that's good, bro. And then so yeah, you've got all of that going on, Big Man. And please, guys, follow Big Man. Crypto Stoner, what have you got coming up, bro?
Ooh, well, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I got a lot going on. We got I'm a brand ambassador for Yeti NFT now. So if you guys haven't followed Yeti, make sure you guys go over to Yeti NFT. They're waiting on their follower count to hit their mint count. I think we're like a few thousand off right now. We're also trying to fill the 500 OG spots on Discord right now. That will actually start Yeti's first game. It'll be the coin flip. And basically the coin flip game, you have the opportunity to win NFTs when we mint, token supply, things like that. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. There's an entire lore to this. One of my favorite parts of the NFTs are that they were actually drawn by World of Warcraft artists. So this has artists from World of Warcraft, which, you know, if you guys like MMOs or have been around the gaming scene for a while, that game always has a special place in my heart. So it was really cool to see their artists from a large AAA company want to be a part of this project and do these little Yetis that they have. There's going to be GameFi aspects. The token has a burn supply and it has taxation to help circulate and create liquidity in the system. It's all set up I do deep dives about it on Spaces, but basically everything's really well thought out. That's why I decided to, when they approached me, I was just honored that they even asked. So I'm helping them right now. I'm also a founder now of my first NFT project on Solana with a couple other founders. We also announced that Pup from Big and the Pups, along with the Little Rockers, that artist is our artist for the Solana Deads. So the name of the project on that one is Solana Deads. We're getting a website and a landing page set up now, so we don't have that stuff quite yet. But we're working pretty busy in the background on that. We're in talks with game devs and stuff already. We have blockchain developers that are helping with as well. For the tokenomics side, there's going to be a token NFT. Multiple NFT projects could be the possibility here, as long as this first initial launch will go well. So I'm helping with that. The other founders are Levels. For those of you that know Levels, he's awesome. He's the core founder of this. The other founder that we're working with is Rogue. Rogue, if you guys know, is big in the Big family. Also, he's always around all the spaces and hopping in. Gives away so much love with tokens and NFTs to people. So it's really cool to be a part of them. I'm actually about to go talk to Levels about the Green Pill Collective, because he actually hasn't really heard or seen much of what that is yet, because he hasn't been in as many spaces. So I'm excited to have you guys vet us out down the road here as a project, so that we can, get some whitelists given away and have some fam hopping in and growing that project. So a lot happened over the last week, but that's the updates for right now. Other than that, just getting rid of the car so that I can go buy some more Bitcoin. I just got the homie coming to trailer it out. So
What is their page? Solana Deads. I got to check 1 second. Let me just go to that so I can show you guys. This is a cheer, guys. So it's Solana Deads. Go and check them out as well.
if you scroll down a little too, there's a teaser. Oh yeah. So that's the there's a teaser of what's coming.
Interesting. So May the 5th is
it's the projected release that we would like to do. We are subject to change it, but that's just based on if we have any. We have a lot of traits, and so it's just a matter of if we need any kind of changes after. So this could change. We would like to launch because it's Cinco de Mayo. So it would just be a fun mint date to have.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But if we can't, this is what we'd like to do. But all of us have agreed that it's not set in stone. We're not going to be bothered or upset if we end up changing that date. We have a whitelist group that we've been letting people know the same thing. Things are subject to change on the launch. We are still figuring out mint price based on how many we're going to have, and we've also started talking more collections. So we're just kind of figuring out those finite items and details, but we have the art pretty much. It should be a couple weeks here, I think.
Hey GPT, please unblur this picture.
Could you imagine if it did?
I mean, it wouldn't be able to. I don't think it could.
On live stream right now, that would be insane. Sorry, I was excited. I forgot I was muted.
I mean, bro.
So yeah, I think this could be fun. And the thing is like with the Green Pill Collective on it too, like I think everyone's just going to enjoy, because there's going to be a lot of little homages to things and stuff. So I think it's just going to be exciting. Like it's going to be cool. Also, super big, like, just side shout out to Dragon Punks for hitting that 50% mark, past the 50% mark on that mint of 3,333, because that's a big number to fill in 3 weeks.
It's not easy to keep going, bro. When you don't mint out initially, like, you need a lot of motivation to like keep yourself, and
community. You got to have a lot of other people helping push. Like there's a lot of people pushing. I've seen them on so many spaces, but I've heard a lot of people talking about them, which is awesome, because I really love what they're building. I think they're so genuine, and they're vocal on the spaces. It's helping to build that rapport with them. Like, we all feel like we're growing with the Dragons. They blessed us with those Green Pill background ones.
Oh yeah,
those things are crazy. I lost it.
What an honor as well, just to get something like that made for you is just so dope, you know. The one they made for me, I was just so happy because it had a lot of the Shiba traits, and I don't think a lot of people know. Big Man's trying it. You'll get it, Big Man. Uh, so this is actually, these ears here are from a Volvarak. This leather jacket, obviously, also Shiba trade. These swords are also in the Shiba's trade. So the gold chain as well, the trippy shirt. So it's very Shiba-fied. You know, in its own way, with the green pills in the back. Just they absolutely killed it. And then these are the other ones they did. You guys can have a look. Just
That's Big
really.
Man's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's this one? That's mine. I love the drool. It's my favorite trait.
Yeah, that is dope, bro. With the puzzle pieces. That's
Yeah,
really
The
cool,
eyes.
bro.
Puzzle
The
heads
eyes
are
are my
fire.
favorite.
No, they killed it, bro. They did very, very well, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of them that they've kept going, and they're definitely gonna mint out. So you know we support them fully. They support us. This is essentially what we're building with the Green Pill collective. Anything else, Crypto Stoner? Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah. Ooh, I saw that 420 space. I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah,
I'm so hyped for the
I'll share that
419.
now. I'll share that now.
But yeah, no, you know, just know that back on the market side, the TA side of things, that everything's still just in that volatile market manipulation area. You know, everything's, if we still see the fear and greed at 25, so keep your bag safe. If you guys are dollar cost averaging, you know, not financial advice, but I would keep on that path that you currently are on, and keep the dollar cost average going. If you're looking for those bottoms, I don't think they're in yet. So, you know, do your homework, replay what we've talked about, whatever you need to do. But, you know, look for those bottoms that you feel like, that the one that you feel like is your bottom. And then wait for that, because I don't think that we're recovered yet. So keep your bags safe. Make sure you guys touch some grass over the weekend, deep breathing, you know, take those moments for yourself. When on the weekend, like literally take your socks off and touch some grass, like let your feet sit and feel that cool of the earth under your feet. Like that's the important part to grounding. That's the point of it. So, you know, just I wanted a little extra attention to that this week, because the market is tiring people out. You can see it in the stress levels or the burnout levels of accounts and friends, and you see people being a little bit more bickery in certain, you know, just environments, because it feels stressful to be in this constant chop and uncertainty. But when you really zoom out and look at it, you know, this should just be a time where we take life a little slower, spend a little less money, kind of just check in with ourselves and chill, have some fun, you know, that kind of stuff. Share in spaces like we are, hang out together. Because, you know, once the market recovers, which it will, and when it bounces, we're going to be so busy keeping up with everything else that we've got to figure out what people starting actual businesses and buying what they've been waiting to invest in. You know, there's so much stuff that's going to happen. We're going to be busy. So right now is the time to collect, accumulate, and be ready. That's it, you know?
Yeah, bro. Facts. Shout out to the 294 people watching right now as well. You know, it's a decent, very decent number for us to be pulling on.
Don't tell me that kind of stuff. I'm gonna get nervous.
You can see it in the top. It says there in the top left. You can see the
Mine
number.
doesn't say it. No,
Mine
yours
doesn't
does.
say it.
Yeah,
Oh,
mine-
doesn't it? I can see how many are busy watching right now. So yeah, that's crazy.
Well, happy
yeah, we
Friday.
appreciate you guys.
We'll see
And
you
then
on
we've got also Envision. I want to hear from you, my man. What have you got coming up? I know you're doing the D-Bros course at the moment. What else have you got in terms of streams? How often do you stream? Can the Green Pill Collective pull up and show some love? Yeah, tell us a bit about what you got going on, please, bro.
Yeah, just wanted to really thank you for, you know, inviting me up, and you know, I love hanging out with you guys during the spaces, and I got to really get out of my shell and, you know, speak up, but it's just I love hanging out with you guys.
It's not that bad though,
It's-
hey, bro. Honestly, you thought it was going to be, and big man, it's not that bad, bro. Like, this is your first stream, bro. Like, with us, it's.
Yeah.
I remember my first one, bro. I was dripping from under the arms. Do you know what I mean?
We're the
Because
same.
it is, bro. It's natural. It's your own, like it's the first time. But I think next week you guys come back. I can't wait for next week because there'll be 6 of us on the panel, bro, with Nick as well. It's gonna be so we're just gonna keep,
Banger.
bro. We're gonna keep growing this shit. It's gonna keep getting better and better. And Vincent, take it away. Tell us what you got coming up, bro.
Yeah, so I just I host those little morning streams. I usually, some of my viewers will go on Hugo's Way, set up a little trading account, whatnot. But I usually just bump music and we just look at the charts, and I'm just having big trouble trying to find out my OBS when I set it up. I can't see my X chat, Twitch chat, or YouTube chat, so I just
Bro,
kind of struggling with that.
I'll hit you up
I was
and
gonna say,
I'll
yeah, I
hit
can
you up.
help too.
I
Either way.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause, we use
go ahead.
OBS a lot. I was just
Oh,
saying,
nice.
Rick and I have used a lot of OBS over the years. So yeah, if you have questions, ask either of us because I do a lot of like web plugins and stuff too.
I'm busy
Awesome.
using it right now. Look.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
nice.
have to hit you up with a back end myself.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to send you a message. But yeah, also I had got reached on because I'm actually currently working with the founders of Enchanted Miners. We're actually starting a NFT project, a 420 little small collection, and it's the EM Doge DAO on Twitter or X. But
EM.
yeah, EM Doge DAO. And just trying to utilize real world assets to reward holders. Sorry, get all caught up. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting trying to get a Dogecoin miner. We already got a really good facility in Canada we were going to work with and partner with to host the machine. And so try to reward holders through that way and also try to give them some kind of voting powers. What do they want to do with the miners? And also, I think, a 3D printer. There was something else. It was another printer, but we're getting into the 3D printer game as well, trying to partner with a lot of projects. The artist in Misfit, he's really amazing artist.
Damn, these are nice, bro.
Yeah.
I really
I
like
like
these,
those.
bro.
Yeah, those are neat.
So 2 weeks
Yeah.
or so they launching on for
We're doing a cross-chain collaboration connection type thing. So we're launching on Solana, but what we're gonna do is we're just trying to migrate people to Doge. We see like a lot of we see good things in Doge. We think it's gonna be a really good place to build on in the future. So just trying to get some Solana people over to Doge and make it a really good like cross-chain connection type thing. That's the only issue too. Once you guys had the 420 player, I'm like, oh shoot, we're minting too, so I'm gonna try to have to switch back and forth.
No, why didn't
yeah,
why didn't you bring them onto the
Facts.
space, bro? And they'll
Yeah.
I'm not one of the founders, but I am the president of the DAOs. But I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think
bring
about
them
it,
on.
to be honest.
Let us know. I'll connect up with them, and they can come join us on the 420 space. And for sure, that's going to help them in.
Lots of eyes. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a big space.
Bro, the
too.
universe
Lots of
works
viewers.
like this. We've always seen with the Green Pill Collective, like these connections just keep getting made. So, yeah, and Vision, please connect us. Let's get them onto the 420 space, and let's make it even better, bro.
Awesome.
To have a project
Really
that's
appreciate it.
minting on the space will even be, it'll be hot, bro. It'll be dope. And obviously they're 420 friendly, so it goes without saying, they're part of the family. Yeah, guys. So go and give Envision a follow. From myself, Monday I've got the tomorrow. Jesus, I'm already jumping to Monday. Tomorrow I've got Chiba Saturday, 4:20 p.m. EST tomorrow. We'll just be talking about the following week's 420 party and like just random stuff about the weekly news. Mac does a really good roundup of the news, his weekly how. So tomorrow 420, and then on Monday 10 a.m. EST, I have the AI course, which I've got some new fire to show you guys. I'll give you a little sample. So the one that I'm going to be showing on Monday, one of the ones I'm going to be showing is this one. which is Higgs field, which is probably one of the best AI tools in terms of video right now. And a friend of mine, I did this for a friend of mine. It's just really good when it comes to like, let me try to show you the Top Hat Cat one, maybe a little bit better.
I saw that one. That one was
No
dope.
way.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
fun.
Look at this dude. Watch this. But look at like the legs, the hands, everything's fine, bro. No, nothing's like glitchy.
That's crazy, dude. This
So-
is just off a prompt?
Yeah, this is just off a prompt, bro. Just you literally you up. So let's do one right now. I'll do one right now. Actually, I'm gonna do Crypto Stoners. I'll do one of your images. So check this out now. So if we just take this, and it really doesn't take long. By the time we wrap the show up, it should be done. I'll just do this one that you had this morning, Crypto Stoner. So let's just we'll just do that one.
What's
and
that,
then-
big man? Is that beef jerky? What is that? Is that beef jerky?
Nah, that I know beef jerky.
was
That's
like,
the
is that
tobacco
beef
leaf.
Oh shit!
That's the leaf that I be
They're
using
back.
there.
So what they've
Yeah.
got now is they've got mix. So you can mix in two different types of scenes. So what we'll do is for the first one, we will do so it has to be like for yoga type of pose. Let's do that one, Lazy Susan. And then the second motion we'll add in will be like a pan up, maybe.
Oh, so you're combining the two types of motion to
Yeah.
make the-
And you'll see,
Okay.
bro, it comes out so dope. Like, I want something that's going to sweep up.
Oh, like I was gonna say, like
Or maybe that. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So here I'll just say a man doing yoga with his bong, because you don't need to give it too much. It will automatically enhance, because I've got enhance on. And then I just generate that, and then we'll just wait while we wrap up the show. We'll just wait for this to kind of come out. But I want to show you guys what is possible right now with that. I'll be covering this on Monday. And then also next week, Wednesday, I'm going to be joining a good friend of mine, Ira. They stream weekly on Abstract, I think it is. But they get quite a few followers on their stream. So this was their last one, I think. So I'll be joining them and just giving them a breakdown on the AI as well, which is going to be nice. That's on Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST, I believe. But yeah, other than that, showing up to support the gang. That's my plan for the week, bro. Yeah, like Big Man, Crypto Stoner Space, Tricky Buddha. Main thing I want to say is, from this week on with the Green Pill Collective, I am going to be putting out a schedule that's going to run from Sunday to Sunday with all of the spaces. So I would like, if anyone in our community has a space, including yours, Envision, I want to put that onto our calendar. So anyone in the Green Collective can see all of the spaces that are happening from the people within our collective and kind of build their schedule for the week. You know, I can do trickies, I can do invisins, I can do big mans this way, and they can build their own schedule. So we'll try get that out on Sunday. But other than that, the 420 party, we've got already over 20 projects that are looking to, way over 20 projects that are looking to join us. You know, tons of speakers, and we're going to have sponsors and everything. It's going to be really, really, really big. Next week, Saturday, it's going to start at 4:20 p.m. GMT, and it's going to run for 12 hours, maybe 24 hours, who knows. But let's have a look at this.
dang, what? Yo, that's wild. No,
That's great.
Look at the smoke even coming from the bong.
I
bro.
know, dude.
I got
That's
Bala, Crypto, and Clejon to join me on 420 as well for throughout the day at different times. So I think we'll see Bala, Crypto, and I think Clejon will be on the actual 420. So the day after.
That'll be dope, bro. That'll be
yeah.
dope.
The bong's percolating too on that thing.
I'll
Is it?
send you this. I'll send you this. But my point on this is that AI could never do this before. It would like mess up. It wouldn't keep consistency, but like it keeps everything consistent now, which is very impressive. It's like, you know, like even the tree.
It's crazy that it finishes the tattoos. Cause like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
hold on, I gotta have wifey see this. But
That's crazy.
You guys see what I did from my image.
And and you can turn up the strength of it as well over here and up and down, so you could like choose. I mean, we really did more or less the same type of thing there. You could obviously do other effects, but yeah, I mean,
I'll show it to her later. She's not over here. I thought she was in the room.
I'm gonna send it to you, bro. I'll send it to you now, so you've got.
And what
it.
app? Which app is this?
So this is Higgsfield. This is one that
How much is it a month for the?
It's actually not that much if you look at it. It's $6 a month.
Oh fuck yeah!
That gives you 15 generations.
AI apps.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Annually.
I honestly think it's worth it, just because you're making content that no one else can kind of make. And we'll finish off with this. What I wanted to show you, I did play it during my AI thing, but we'll just quickly end on this. Someone's done this with Higgsfield. Here we go.
That's insane, bro. Like you could do a whole you could do a whole campaign. The way it transitions, you can make some real ass fake news and like really put it out there. And
if I show that to my uncle, he's gonna think that's real.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The boomers sitting at home watching like Channel 12 News and fucking CBN and shit. They see something like, oh man, that's wild.
You know, but that's what we need. We need everyone to see shit like that. Be like, look, well, we can make this shit in 15. You know, like it takes no time to make this stuff now. This is you can't. You have to question things now. Like if you're not thinking critically, like you're gonna get lost. The internet was already a wormhole for most people. You know what I mean? But like,
go back up to that, Rick.
This is hilarious. I want to make. We got to make party scenes with all of us, because we can't all be there in person, but like we can make it maybe with AI.
Y'all, you got to watch the bong 6-star. Thank you for pointing this out, homie. This is hilarious. He said the bong is magical. Starts on his right, ends on the left. Watch the bong. Like it doesn't. You don't see it, but it does. Watch.
Yeah.
How does it end up on the other side, bro? How does that even happen?
Yeah, because you're spinning faster than the bong.
That just shows you like how good this is, that we didn't even pick that up, bro.
But also that it the way that it spins though is optical. It looks like an optical illusion. Like it looks like there had to be a mirror somewhere in the rotation.
It looks like you're on a lazy Susan.
Oh,
and it's going around you.
Damn,
I think that's part of the thing, is that I used two similar like effects, and if you have to like.
I think it's almost cooler that it was like that though. Like the fact that it looks like that, it's like you can't explain it either, really. Like you're like someone looking at it like, wait, how did that do that? Like
so Rick, I want this to be the ending image. But the starting image is a planet being blown up by a meteor and donkeys flying off of it.
Oh shit, bro. Send me that. I'm gonna do that for you, bro. I'll do that for you. All right, guys, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Absolute banger. I don't want to keep anyone too long, but damn, what a good space.
Much love, fam. Happy Friday.
This one's for the books.
One love,
congratulations to everyone. You guys absolutely murdered it today. Green Pill Collective in the house, representing, literally, bro, we did it, bro. We did it. And I think that we're gonna do a lot more with the Green Pill Collective, guys. This is just the start. I'm gonna have a bong to end off the space. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone, bro. You guys, like all of you, just fucking what a good space. I think it just sets a good precedent. Nick comes back next week, and with 6 of us, it's just going to be, woof, bro. Love it.
It's been an absolute honor to be on here.
You're all legends, bro. Like, send them a love to you all as well.
Where are you, Pads? You should also be up here, bro.
Yeah, Pads, where you at, homie?
I'm up
here. Feel free to stop in and video and audio. We appreciate everybody being here. Happy Friday.
I just love listening to you.
Do you look like a big man? Are you guys twins?
Maybe like brothers from another mother.
I saw that, bro. You
I don't know.
posted earlier.
But no, like for real, shout out everyone, shout out Tricky, the only human that I know that's got like an audio fucking 2FA. Shout out EAC. You know, these people, like, honestly, I don't know how you're doing it, but these guys have got so much utility for the token. Well worth a look. Shout out, big man. You've got like one of the biggest hearts I think that I've ever seen anyone in Web3. Honestly, never change. The tech, you know, dropping like fucking beats every day in the Discord, like brilliant. Carry on. Shout out Jason. Shout out fucking everyone. Yeah, let's get it.
Dude, them MF Doom style beats, tech. I was jamming, I was freestyling.
He's
Silky
killing
sent
it,
me.
bro.
Oh,
let's
dude,
actually
wicked.
let's pull one of them up before we'll close off on one of his beats. How's that? I think he'll be honored, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah, guys, but we'll be back again next week, same time. Hopefully, all of us again. If you guys can't make it, obviously understand, but would be nice to have everyone again next week. And
Yeah.
It's been an honor, gentlemen.
It has, bro.
And it's good to have some extra, other opinions in here too. We got to do more interviews too. We bring in everyone from the collective. Let them tell us, what's going on. Give their perspective on their part of the industry. We're gonna have we have a couple different musicians we're trying to book in here. Go ahead, man. Play this out, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday, guys. Love y'all.
Much love.
Much love, brother.
This is Tech's YouTube channel. Look, decent. He's done well on this, bro. Sick beat, bro.
This is a banger. Yo, Tech, this is lit.
I love the old school vibes he's got.
Catastrophically, tectonically, just bombing. No, I'm just playing.
Go on! That's all we need in Vincent.
I wish I rapped. I wish I did.
Yo, we the green pill, yeah, we just chill. We don't know what we do, yeah, we just feel that alpha from morning to night, yeah, right. You know it's Ricky C, yeah, you know I'm on the mic, yeah. We spit it high, we spit it low. You never know which way we gonna go because we got this flow. Like you don't know, it's Rick Star, yeah. If you don't know, now you know.
Let's get it.
Damn, that guy here dropping freestyles. Let's go, baby.
Bro, I'm shit, bro. Anyway, we're gonna wrap that up, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week, 4:20 p.m. EST. You guys are fucking legends for listening to us this whole time. 310 people. Woo! You know how we do it.
Shout out to my Twitch channel with a couple of people after not being on for 3 years hopping in. Yo, Deadwolf TTV. One of my IRL homies over there. He's a streamer on Twitch full time, pretty much. Make sure you guys go show some love over there too. Thank you guys, everyone tuning in.
Yo, I'm gonna follow Deadwolf as well. I should have actually streamed on Twitch as well, but I'll follow you there, Crypto Stone, and let's get a Twitch presence going as well. We streamed on 3 platforms today. We streamed on YouTube, we streamed on X, we streamed on Twitch, we streamed on different X accounts. So we've got loads of people tuning into us. It was just absolutely amazing, guys. You guys did an amazing job. And thank you to every single person that tuned in. Big love, big respect. We'll see you again.